Welcome to the latest episode of the Wrong Kind of Music podcast. I don't know what number this is, and it is
13?
going to be...
I think this might be 13.
Oh, unlucky for some. This is probably going to be the most winged podcast yet. We've done a special with Andy from the Crawling, so I thought, why not get a few people together and do another full episode. So literally 5 minutes ago, we sat down and we decided what we're going to talk about. So if this one's a bit scruffy, please bear with us and forgive us. As always, we will start off with the news. The news! Claire's just pointed out that I'm not introducing everyone. You know who we all are by now. So we're just...
If you don't, fuck you.
Fuck you. We're just going to turn on with it. First off, you literally just got some news hot off the press.
Oh yes, fucking No Great Loss. I've just finished an EP in the studio.
Happy days.
Which I imagine will be coming out pretty soon.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Looking forward to that.
What kind of stuff do you reckon will be? Like sort of proggy rock?
Stoner, doom, rap,
songs about
electronic,
kittens.
yeah. Or just straight up spide hardcore.
Well, beat spidecore.
Beat
I
down.
love them.
Yeah.
Beats down to the max.
That's excellent. I mean, I'm not by any means tired of the material they have at the minute, but the fact that they're keeping things going and there's new stuff coming out, fucking brilliant. And no doubt we'll hear some of that at a gig pretty soon, which we'll talk about in a bit.
Oh,
yep.
yes.
Some other news, congenital abnormalities. No podcast will go on without mentioning one of Geordie's bands. It is the rule. Congenital abnormalities now have a drummer in the shape of Luke Tolsher. Anyone know Luke?
Yes, Luke he's in Rupturation.
Yeah.
He used to be in Mortimized. I actually jammed with him. He was in Conquest at one point. Luke, he's a fantastic fucking drummer. Great addition to Congenital. I'm sure he'll do them well.
Fair play.
Joey's got over his aversion of drummers then. That's most of his bands, I think, of drummers now.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like, none of our criticisms stand up anymore. I think all those bands have full lineups, so...
I think a lot of people will
Which
be jealous of him, because how the fuck is he finding all these drummers in the wild?
Yeah.
Every band you know is always looking for a drummer sometime.
What blackmail material does he have?
Exactly.
One piece of news I will mention is that the Metal to the Masses lineup is mostly being announced. There's been 20 bands announced. I believe there's 2 more in. James has 2 more slots, so if you're keen to be in Metal to the Masses, get on that.
Fucking do it.
We are not going to actually go into it in any great detail whatsoever, because close to the time we will do what we've done this year and we will dissect it and tear it apart and slabber about all the bands involved, so you can look forward to that early next year. More news, Death of a Salesman, one of our favourite bands. I don't think anyone here would say anything negative about Death of a Salesman.
I have a few things actually.
Well, the individuals within the band is a different matter, but the band themselves. They've put out a video. It's sort of like a black and white DIY practice room video, but it's very well done. And if you pay close attention to it, you'll spot Pete, myself and Claire in the video. We had a great time. Hanging about with the guys.
Didn't set off the fire alarm of the building.
No,
Definitely
definitely
Didn't
not.
Innocent.
Innocent.
No.
But yeah, cracking video, really well shot. I think go check it out. It is good. They've released another song. I haven't got a chance to check it myself yet, but they released another song a few days ago, I think.
Right. Okay.
So don't quote me on that, but go check it out. We need to talk about Threaten. Everyone says knowingly.
Your man's brilliant. He's a genius.
I don't even know the full story.
Comedy
but
genius.
my understanding is that some kid from California decided to organise a UK tour, and it appears that someone within the band or the promotion of the band bought tickets for the tour so that it appeared like there was going to be lots of people going to these gigs.
They paid for the venues, and when the venues contacted, they said, "Oh, we've sold this many
The
tickets."
tour. I think the tour manager
never actually sold it. You know, they just claimed to the venues that they'd been sold.
They said
never
like 160 tickets or 200 tickets or something to one of the venues.
Okay.
And they basically bullshitted their way into it, which,
So,
balls of steel, but that's always going to come back and bite you on those balls.
They were meant to be playing Belfast tonight with Periapt, which is one of the bands that played Metal to the Masses this year, and another band. We just found out before going live with this that Threaten have pulled,
Only 2 members have quit, were you saying, Claire?
Members of the band have quit.
No, Pete said that, was no?
Yes, their guitarist and drummer have left, so they're continuing as a 2-piece.
Yeah. Even though they kind of pimp themselves as being this one-man genius show.
Yeah.
You know, that seems to be scrapped. The gig is going ahead. Obviously, you're watching this, that will have happened. But the gig's going ahead and it's free in. And
fair fucks to Perry-Apt for
they're giving it, they're
taking it and running with it and just going, let's fucking do this.
They're going to be giving out free CDs. They've got their merch knocked down to half price to try and encourage people down to that show. So
they've
I think
been sticking videos up on Facebook constantly, and I think they've played this exceptionally. I mean,
this is how bands should promote gigs anyway. They should. There needs to be a lot more sort of proactivity in promoting, instead of just posting up every once in a while and going, we're playing this, come down.
So part of me wants to say I doubt it's the last we'll hear of Threaten, but it probably will be.
Yeah.
I think that's your reputation in tatters. I don't think people will forgive that.
Unless they make like a James Franco movie about it in 20 years. Amazing. The Disaster Artist.
James Franco, if you're watching.
No one will book them. And like if you were sitting out in a venue and someone said we'd like to book you for a Threaten gig,
I reckon Johnny McKee would.
I know the Empire would turn around and still go, no, that'll be 10 grand up front or something.
Johnny will find some way to pay for it though.
Last wee bit of news that we've got, local band Senescence has lost Johnny Morrow. Johnny Morrow's been with the band since, as far as I'm aware, day one.
It's not Johnny.
Gareth Morrow. My mistake.
Who's
Apologies.
He just goes by Morrow, so
I just call him Morrow, and everyone's called Johnny. So, yes, Morrow's left the band. He's been replaced with a guitarist called Simon Pickett, who I believe played for Bakken. Is that accurate?
It is.
Yes.
Less said about that, the better.
I'm looking forward to seeing.
Glad you said it, not me.
No, I mean,
it's good to see him back in music.
Hey! Back in music, fuck's sake.
Because I think it was quite a lot. Like Morrow hasn't been overly interested, so I think the rest of the band seem all revitalised. So if we can get another guitarist, that's really I think this could kick them. Yeah.
The last EP was really good. When I got round to hearing it, it's like, actually, it sounded like they had a bit of fire again. So this hopefully will be a bit of a, like you said, a kick in the ass for them.
Because they do have a gig coming up, don't they? So I can't remember what. I'm pretty sure they're playing something.
They do. It's a Senescence return gig with Lockhorns and Ketos, and I think a little bitter.
Yes,
you're right.
I think it's the 4 bands on it.
I think it's a little bitter, a bit of an odd one to put onto that.
Yes, but they're from that Portadown area.
Yeah,
maybe, obviously.
I suppose it breaks it up a wee bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's us for the news. We're going to move on to gig reviews. I call it gig reviews. They're not going to be in-depth reviews. It's just going to be us talking about a couple of gigs we've been to. So yeah, gig reviews. Gig reviews! The first gig we're going to talk about, Liam, you were the only one there. Corrosion of Conformity. What do you reckon?
Well, the 2 support bands were obviously local bands. You had the mighty fucking awesome 10-ton slug opening up, and Jesus Christ, those guys, I've yet to see them suck, and they always get better. They were just fucking, they destroyed the place. It was unbelievable how good they were. The fact they've played so much in the last year or so, you can really tell that they're taking it up a level. After that, you had Slomatics. I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with Slomatics.
Okay, is that a personal thing? Or
no, I'm I don't know the guys. Like,
you're in love with them, but you
I'm not a big sort of fan of that kind of sludgy doom thing. But sometime that night with Corrosion, they clicked again for me. It was just, they were fucking brutal.
Yeah.
Like crushingly good. I don't know what it was. Maybe could maybe be a sound thing, in a smaller venue. It's a lot more claustrophobic, and it kind of hurts sometimes to watch them. But in the Limelight one, there's a lot more room and stuff, and I thought they were fucking amazing.
Class.
Corrosion, unfortunately, I didn't stay long. Only did shot my 3 songs and left. I wasn't really feeling it from them. They weren't as good as the last time I seen them in there. So I don't know, which is odd because I think their new album is one of the best albums this year. So I think maybe they're a bit tired from the road or something. They just didn't seem as sort of energetic as they usually do.
Big show last week that pretty much everyone was at. Slayer's final tour of Ireland. Well, their last show in Ireland anyway. Clara and I were lucky enough to get to see them in London as well as the Dublin show, and we're going to see them at Hellfest next year, so it maybe didn't have the same impact for us.
Yeah.
A lot of people, I mean, at the London show, Sean was with us, Sean, who you've seen on the podcast. He said there was a few tears and stuff up where he was sitting, but I personally didn't get that emotional impact from the show.
Well, you probably will at Hellfest.
Maybe. But overall, I'll start with you, Pete. What did you think of the show?
Oh, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Last couple of times I've seen Slayer was in the limelight.
Right.
Which it was great, but with like just the four guys, no stage production in the limelight, it was brilliant. But see the whole arena setting with the full fucking lights and stage settings, pyros, the fire, it elevated it to be unspeakably great. Like it was just fantastic.
And what about the sport bands?
Fuck, Lamb of God. Like that's I actually ended up injuring myself a little bit. Just being like, right, everyone, here's my drink, here's my shirt, I'm way into the mosh pit. Probably shouldn't have
taps off.
Done it. Yeah, taps off. It was ridiculously fucking awesome. Anthrax were amazing. Caught Obituary as well. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
It couldn't have been a better lineup for that night.
Would you reckon?
Just unreal night. Obituary, first time I've caught them beforehand. I'd listened to them a wee bit and I thought, not too sure about this, but live they were fantastic. Anthrax, I love Anthrax, and I think that's possibly the best I've seen. They're just so much fun. And I mean, this wasn't necessarily the Dublin one, but in the Wembley one, there was a wee kid on stage who...
I think that might be...
That's
Scotty and Son, yeah.
Scotty and Son
Mini
was
Freddie
dressed
Mercury.
up like Freddie Mercury, just like doing the whole like microphone in the air, and it was just one of the cutest things I think I've ever seen. So Anthrax were just outstanding, and Lamb of God I mean, Randy just owns the stage and has a presence that is just... And then Slayer were... so much fire.
I thought, see the start of the gig when Obituary came out, I mean, I wasn't overly excited about seeing Obituary.
Yeah.
They came out and they'd done a big long instrumental track before the singer even came out. And from that point I was just like, yep, sold. And I don't know a whole lot of Obituary material, but the songs I did know they played Turn to Stone, and I was just like, this sounds so fucking good live. So good. As you say, Anthrax were great. Anthrax always are great. To me, Anthrax on that tour, 7 songs, I don't know, it just felt a bit, I don't know.
I wanted more.
I enjoyed Anthrax, I did, but 7 songs of Anthrax, they're fucking Anthrax, they deserve more than that. And I know it's a stacked bill and there's only so much time.
Some other songs they picked were like the longer songs, and they seemed to go on for a week, and it's kind of like a faster set, maybe with more songs that were shorter.
And they played a couple of songs off the last album, which I'm not familiar with yet.
The Pantera song, Cowards from Hell.
I've got to say,
they didn't play the whole song. They kind of like played a riff from. They started off with a Pantera riff and finished with a Pantera riff. They didn't play any Pantera songs per se. I think it was Domination, and I don't think it was Walk, but it was something like that, 5 Minutes Alone or something. But Lamb of God are a band that I used to absolutely adore, and for whatever reason, I don't think it's because of the last album, is it Sturm Drang or something like that you call it?
The country covers.
Country covers? No, it's the previous one before that. You're thinking of they put out an album called Burn the Priest.
No.
That was their old band before Lamb of God.
Their last studio album. I mean, it was good, but it wasn't
brilliant.
But after that, they were just a band I kind of drifted away from.
That's because they haven't done anything for so long. They've done a lot of touring, but they haven't brought out any new music.
And seeing them live and hearing, I mean, Redneck's great. Everyone loves Redneck, but to me, stuff like Laid to Rest just was like, fuck me, this band is so good. What was it they started with? The one with the little speech about
Yeah.
You know the one I'm talking about?
Yeah. I can't remember.
Omerta.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just, to me, it was brilliant. And it was a short set, but because their music's so kind of explosive and aggressive and in your face, to me, there's hints of hardcore in there. They're not all hardcore.
Oh, yeah.
But there's hints of it in there. A short set was fine for me, whereas with Anthrax, it was like, no, I need more than this to really, truly enjoy Anthrax.
With Lamb of God, everyone just went absolute flat out. I don't think people, if it lasted any longer, people would have been getting carried out in stretchers. There would
have been no energy left for Slayer.
And then Slayer, at the Dublin gig, as I say, lucky getting to see them twice, at the Dublin gig, I just headbanged incessantly for 18 songs. I think I barely looked up. It could have been 4 strangers on stage playing Slayer songs and I wouldn't have even noticed. Paid a wee bit more attention at the Wembley gig because it was a wee bit less drunk at that one. The intention was for it to be the other way around, you know. Stay sober at Dublin, get hammered at Wembley.
But
didn't quite work out like that. Yeah, getting to actually watch the show and also getting to just go nuts at the show, I loved, and I thought they were absolutely superb. I think Gary Holt does an impossible job of filling in for Hanneman really fucking well. Like,
I know a lot of people that really kick off about him being there. It's like, well, who else the fuck would you get? You know, Jeff, it's not like, you know, Jeff left.
Those people would complain would rather Slayer didn't exist.
Yeah.
There was no one that could step into those shoes. And there isn't anyone that could step into those shoes and do it 100%.
No, it's never going to be Jeff.
The fact that Gary Holt can do it 97% to me is fucking wow. Yeah. That's incredible.
I think a lot of those people want him to play exactly like Jeff did. And it's like, well, that's not what Jeff would have wanted, you know.
Yeah, but Slayer gig, I don't know anyone stepped away from it and went, nope, wasn't a good gig.
Yeah, it was.
Everyone had a fucking
10 out of 10 from everybody.
And so
the
many
atmosphere
people
was electric at both gigs.
There was points where I was in one pit and it was like, fuck, there's Phil, and then I was getting shoved into a different pit. There's Dom. There's fucking so many people.
Be everywhere.
Oh, fuck, I was with Dom the whole night.
I was with Dom. I was in the pit with Dom at one point. Yeah, I can tell you what song it was. It was during War Ensemble. I even remember the song. Yeah, great gig. Everyone enjoyed it. Last week, Claire and myself, Pete, you missed it. You missed it. Cancer Bats last week.
Anti-Flag.
Cancer Bats and Anti-Flag, but let's face it, it was a Cancer Bats show. It was a Shizney show. It was in the Palm House in Belfast, and it's the first time I've been to the Palm House since it's got a wee bit of a makeover.
Have they renovated it
since it was?
You
were there for Baylor.
Yes, but
big show.
They've got like art round. They've not done a whole lot.
The stage is moved. There's more lights.
It's
right. The stage is now.
It's moved.
You know when Stiff Kitten it used to be over here?
Oh no!
It's moved since it became a Palm House.
Oh sorry, no.
It's just been extended a wee bit.
Is it bigger?
What was it called? What was it called before?
Foundry.
Foundry.
Is the pub part still called the Foundry?
No, it's now something else.
No, it was the something.
It's like a man's name, isn't it?
It's all for like students and shit, isn't it?
Anyway, we went down. There was 3 bands. It was Warriors, Cancer Bats, and Anti-Flag. Very, very briefly, what did you think of Warriors?
Not my kind of thing. It's that kind of punk. I like my punk a wee bit angrier. I mean, they've got a message there, but it's hidden behind that kind of pop punk kind of
pop indie punky nothingness. I didn't get what was there. I stood watching it going like fair play to this, but
it's there because of the political message. Yeah. Let's be brutal. That's
very it is. So second band playing that night were Cancer Bats. My history with Cancer Bats is the album Burr Mares, Scraps and Bones. Whenever I first got it, I absolutely fell in love with that album. It's their third album. I worked backwards and got Birth the Giant and Hail Destroyer, I think, are the 2 other albums. Yep. I was just like, what a fucking band. Fourth album came out and I was like, this is good. 5th and 6th album were just...
That last album was the one that just came out.
What happened to that band?
Yeah, they've lost that oomph that they had.
That fucking... There's a word you use for certain bands that I can't remember right now, but it's like grit, maybe.
Yeah.
Heft.
The aggression and heft.
They're just, their new material isn't nasty.
Yeah, it's polished. It's just they've lost that edge as well. Yeah,
But that being said, off the back of the first 4 albums, I would never miss a Cancer Bats album. we went down Cancer Bat's gig. I would never miss a Cancer Bat's gig. We went down. It wasn't overly busy, but it was by no means a washout.
Yeah.
There was a decent crowd there. When Cancer Bats came on, I wasn't drinking that night. I had a couple of beers just. And I was making a point of, I'm fucking losing it. I'm going for it here. And about 2 or 3 songs in, the rest of the crowd got in behind it. They started going nuts.
Was that not like your 30th gig in 3 days or
something
something?
like that? And then Liam Cromere came down off the stage, and then it just went, fuck me, for a Tuesday night gig. Mental. What did you reckon to it?
It was unreal. I think it's one of the gigs of the year. And similar to you, I actually felt quite annoyed at myself, because the last time they played Belfast was 6 years ago. That was the first gig I ever stage dived at. That place exploded. Gacy's Threads were supporting and all. And that was the night before
they played Download as well, because I was speaking to them. I was going to Download, and I was speaking to them outside afterwards as well. That was fucking. Some guy tried to fucking spear me in that gig. There's these 2 guys. I don't know what their problem was, but one of them tried to lift me up, and the other one tried to, like a rugby spear. And I didn't know what was happening. Lucky enough, my mate fucking came in and chinned one of them, and I chinned the other one. So it's like, get the fuck.
So haven't seen them since then. And then with the last 2 albums, it kind of started for me, and I hadn't even listened to the albums I loved. And then it started off, and I was looking around going, there's not a lot here, this gig's really tame compared to the last one. It's not going to live up to it. And I'll never forget, there was about 3 or 4 kids started a pit. One of them grabbed you and tried to drag you into it. It was like, oh, if he starts pitting now, love, you're dead. This will destroy it. And then it just exploded, and I was raging because I'd forgotten half the words. I was trying to sing along, and Liam was prowling back and forward in front of the stage, bouncing off each side, doing that kind of hardcore thing. The microphone was going into the crowd. He'd give it to some girl who started singing, and then he was like, I'm not taking it back, and made her sing the rest of the song. He was taking selfies, and then he got one of the guys from Anti-Flag came out with the microphone, and I think he got really overwhelmed because he was trying to stand on the microphone and the crowd were not having any of that.
Sabotage.
That was for Sabotage, and the entire room just exploded. And then the guitarist got down with the mic stand, and I'm not quite sure how he was doing it, but he was playing the guitar while holding the mic stand while singing and bouncing through the crowd. What? I still don't quite understand how it happened.
It felt like Cancer Bats are another band, I would say, again, tinges of hardcore, but definitely wouldn't call them a hardcore band. That felt like a tame hardcore show. Just with that, everything being in your face, the singer being down on the floor, everyone being right up there, shared vocals, everyone, shouting into the mic and stuff.
Nobody punching each other for no reason?
Sadly not. I was like a friendly.
I was soaked in sweat, and it wasn't mine. It was all Liam's.
Yeah.
It was not me, by the way.
No.
I've said a really good night's when you come out covered in your own sweat. Yep. A really, really good night is when you come out covered in someone else's sweat.
And see, when they finished then, they didn't clear off, stood round, Liam went round, thanking people.
Oh yeah, they're so good at that.
Yeah.
Thanking people for enjoying it, and saying like one guy, he grabbed to tried to take a video with the guy singing, and he was like, I tried, your memory's full. So went up after to get the photo, went around everyone, and they were just off stage. And
they've always been like this. At that time I saw them, they hung about and made sure they spoke to as many people as they could, and that fucking makes an impression.
There's a topic that I know me and you will be willing to rip the fucking absolute piss out of some night, and that's meet and greets. We won't do it right now, but that band was the polar opposite of a meet and greet mentality.
They're how it should be.
It was just fucking, we're getting to travel the world and sell albums and do this for a living because of all these people in the crowd, so we're going to go down and hang out with them.
And another interesting thing that he said, especially for something else we'll talk about, he turned around and he went, this is a Monday night and I can't believe so many of you are out here. He's like, even if none of you had turned up, we would stand here and we would play, but it's going to be an awful lot more fun with all you people here. And I genuinely believe, I think they'd turn up, there's no one here, oh fuck it, we'll just do it anyway.
You always get that, bands always come, oh, you're the best crowd, and you know the pattern, you expect it. They're one of those bands that they're not going to bullshit you. You fucking know it, they're going to be 100%.
Anti-Flag then played. What did you make of Anti-Flag?
They're a band that I've seen a couple of times now, and every time I've seen them, I love them, and they're the band I know if I listen to them, I'd like them. What I found quite interesting was there's a lot of metalers there for Cancer Bats, who I don't necessarily think they have ever been to a really political punk show before.
Yeah.
Like, they stopped the show to get someone from Amnesty International to do a speech about and talk about, you know, all gender rights and all this stuff, and the metalers were like, the fuck? And kind of like, get on with it. And then as they were preaching on stage, they looked a bit confused, but they got into it. They won them over, a lot of them. And then if you've ever seen Anti-Flag before, you know they do this bit during the last song. They don't get the vocalist into the crowd, they don't get the guitarist, they get the drum kit into the crowd. They lift the drum kit, well, not all of it, they lift bits of it, they bring it down and they put it down, and then one of the singers and guitarists stands on top of the drum, and they do the last song with the drummer in the crowd and the guitarist on top.
Awesome.
And it's just, you'll never see anything like it.
Anti-Flag to me are an exceptionally entertaining band to see. If you ever get the chance to see Anti-Flag, I would say go see them.
Yeah.
Musically, are they brilliant? No. Do they have some good, fun sing-along songs? Yeah, they definitely do.
Very easy to
Will you have a good time?
Fuck Police Brutality is a great song. It's a great sing-along, and you only need to hear the chorus once to start singing along with it. You know?
I loved how confused the bouncer looked, because everyone was screaming "fuck police brutality," and they were just bashing the fuck out. And he was like, you could just see he was having difficulty trying to match this up with the words and what was happening in the pit, and it was just like,
I thought great show. I think the one thing to take away from it though was how a bad album can affect your ticket sales of your gigs.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I say. I just see Cancer Bats. They've put out those 2 duff albums, by my opinion anyway.
Most people's opinion, I think.
And they've just declined. That place should have been fucking rammed. I think if the last 2 albums had been up to the standard of previous material, that gig would have been the limelight and it would have sold out.
Yeah.
I really do think that. They're a fucking amazing band that have let themselves down with some poor material. And it's such a shame.
But it sounds good live.
It does sound good live, but you know,
doesn't help though.
Was the mustard cut? I don't think it was. We'll move on anyway. Pete, tell us how good were Monuments.
So good. So good that didn't even have to play.
On behalf of all of Belfast, I would like to say, fuck you, Monuments.
Cunts.
That's not.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the 5th on that one.
for those
we're not in balance.
Stand up, fucking speak out.
It's a bit weird. Like they said, it was cancelled because it was low ticket sales, but everybody was fucking going. Like everyone was going. People don't pre-buy tickets to those kind of gigs.
No,
the club gigs just
no.
There's no incentive to. Sometimes it costs you fucking more to buy in advance than it does to actually turn up.
That's another thing. Like, and that's something we could do as topic of the month one time. About buying tickets in advance.
But it was a strange one. Like from the night before, it was in jeopardy because of low pre-sales. But when I mentioned that, the people were shocked. They're like, "What? No, me and all my friends are going." The turnout was expected to be good, but
it would have been
somewhere along the line. I don't know who exactly made the choice, but they were like, "Oh, 30 pre-sales now. Fuck that. It's not happening."
Yeah.
There's so many gigs in Belfast at the moment that, I mean, I am guilty. I planned on buying like tickets in advance for a lot of gigs. There's too many. I can't afford to buy all the tickets.
But that's the thing, is you turn up, like what Cancer Bat said, wouldn't have mattered if you hadn't shown up, we would have still fucking played.
Yes. To me, that's the right mentality.
You know what? You booked it. Fucking, I know. Yes, there's the cost of coming over here, but they played Dublin, so they were fucking over here anyway.
Yeah.
You know, so
I have a wee sneaky suspicion, and this isn't based on anything whatsoever. I reckon they're burnt out, right? And they just wanted a night off, and they went, "Well, the ticket sales aren't the best, or we'll cancel that."
No,
gig.
that's
right. And
no,
if
you know what?
They shouldn't.
No, I think that's bullshit. I think there's a fucking probably an ego thing where there was, we didn't sell enough, so fuck you. What is it they've said, that they blacklisted Belfast now or some shit?
I understand you not necessarily being as outspoken about this, because it's possible that a band might come through again, right?
You never know.
And they're looking for support, and they somehow found this podcast.
Well, it's still, to be honest, not really
that dickhead
clear.
in the Lockhorns t-shirt was slamming it.
Yes,
so with the one
driving Lockhorns.
Tell you what? There's a collaboration that wouldn't be fucking too shabby at all.
Oh fuck.
Yep.
Yes.
But no, I think it's absolute fucking bullshit. Yes, they didn't sell an awful lot of tickets, but there would have been so many. You saw it all over Facebook.
It would have been. People might not have sold out, but there would have been definitely high attendance.
There would have been an awful lot of
people.
See
a Thursday night in Belfast, you get idiots that just go out anyway.
It was a Tuesday night.
Was it? Well, still same thing. It's a student night. You would have there was a lot of people in town going who hadn't bought tickets. I think never buy tickets. Yeah. It's not in their nature or culture.
Student nights are any nights that end in Y. Is that right?
That's pretty much it.
No, Tuesday and Thursdays, really, in Belfast. Right. But
I mean, my example to go with that is like years ago, Bloodshot Dawn played, and they had 10 people maybe, and I could understand the band turn around and go, "Well, fuck that, we're not going back." No one turned up to see us; it wasn't worth their time. But then they came back this year and played one of the Distortion Project birthday thing, and had a huge crowd.
Yeah. It was one of the death fests.
Some of the, it takes a while to build up a following, and you come and you play a great gig, and maybe you only play to 10 people, but those 10 people go and tell their mates they had a great time, because the amount of people talking about, oh, remember the time Bloodshot Dawn played and they had a 4-person wall of death. It was like that.
Well, sure, my case in point is Biffy Clyro. I saw Biffy Clyro upstairs at Auntie Annie's. It was on their second album tour, and there was like 30 or 40 people there. And now look at them.
To me, that should be the attitude. It should be, we went through this time and we played to 30 people, and it wasn't very good. Yeah. But next time we hit that time, we're going to play to 50 people.
Because those 30 people are going to tell their mates.
And the time after that, it's going to be 80 people. And just build.
To be honest, I think what it came down to was, if it had gone ahead on only the pre-sales they'd got, someone somewhere along the line was going to be making a huge loss in money. And
someone will have lost money anyway. Cancelling a gig on the day, someone has lost money.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't go ahead...
even if it's just the staff that were meant to be working, don't get paid wages.
I can understand, obviously, if you're just doing one date over here, and you're looking at the pre-sales, and like, you know what, that's a risk. But they played Dublin. They were fucking here anyway.
You would imagine. I mean,
play the fucking gig, and have they never heard of walk-ups?
I'm no expert, of course, in booking gigs and organising bands and all that stuff. But I would imagine if they were on that tour and they're coming through, they were probably in Belfast that night.
Yeah,
they probably had accommodation and travel and stuff. They're not going to re-divert just the rest.
It was strange. I heard a lot of conflicting things. I heard from the person organising it that it was going to be moved to another venue because apparently it was the venue causing trouble.
I'd heard that as well, yeah.
I'd already seen an Instagram post from Monuments saying they were fucking off to Dublin. So I don't know if there was any miscommunications or if... But I don't know.
The one thing I will say, and I've said this dozens of times before, if there's a band coming to Belfast and you really want to see them and you really don't want that gig to be cancelled, buy your ticket in advance. It might be £1 more, it might be £2 more, but it really, really does help promoters, and it really, really does minimise the risk of that gig being cancelled. If everyone who said to you, I was going to go that night, had to book their ticket in advance, that gig might have happened. I'm not saying it's their fault.
Some people, I got a lot of messages from people, like, oh, what the fuck, this isn't happening anymore. I was like, should have bought a fucking ticket.
Exactly.
I suppose it's 6 of one, half a dozen the other, but for the band to then just cancel and then, it's if, like I said, if they were doing just the one gig, yes, there's a travel over, but you were you went to Dublin and played Dublin, so fucking do it.
I think we'll wrap up our gig reviews at that stage, and I think a few people here might need to empty their bladders, so we'll take a short break.
We might film that for you if you're lucky.
As always, we've got our topic of the month. This month actually rolls off the back of a couple of gigs that we went to recently and a couple of horrific days in work that I've suffered. Basically, how do you feel about midweek shows on a night where, generally speaking, you've got work the next day? If you don't have a job at the minute, just imagine you do, because that's kind of the crux of going out during the week. We'll start off with Pete. Like, how do you feel about going out middle of the week?
It's the best. Nothing breaks up your week more than waking up at 11 o'clock being like, fuck, I need to get to fucking work.
Well, straight off the bat, the fact that you're getting up at 11 makes midweek gigs maybe more sufferable.
Well, no, it's not meant to. You've missed the joke.
Oh, shit.
No, but like, what was the last one I was at? It was Tars and Elder Druid.
Yeah.
And of course, we all ended up back at one of their houses, and of course, I didn't leave till about 9 a.m. And you gotta tell your girlfriend, you gotta say, right, make sure that I'm up for a certain time. Because when she saw me crawling into bed at 9 o'clock, she's like, oh, I must have the day off. Left me lying there to about 11 fucking o'clock.
Phone going like a fucker.
Yeah.
This section
just plan your next day accordingly.
We're just going to call this the tragic stories of Pete Crenshaw.
Yeah, midweek
so
gigs.
you're
redacted.
You're just kind of at the minute. If it's a gig you want to go to, suck it up, get on with it, have a good night, and
it was Tars and Elder Druid. I wasn't not gonna go.
The thing is, you're of an age where you can handle that.
Well, would it be rude to ask what age you are?
Yes. I'll tell you anyway. I'm only 32.
Only 32. I'd have guessed under 30, but but 32 to me.
I would have had about 28 or so. Yeah.
See if you smoke magic herbs every day. You're looking nice and young.
32 to me, if you're still going out and getting hammered midweek,
yeah,
at 32, you're doing well. But I think maybe that's a different story.
But
so you just wouldn't give a fuck. Who cares about work the next day?
Day jobs.
We'll suck it up and we'll get on with it. I mean, one of the things you said there was it's Tars and Death of a Salesman. I mean, you're not going to not go.
It was Tars and
Elder
Druid.
Yeah, I was at that gig, right? I didn't drink till 9 in the morning.
You were invited.
But the point I'm making is that there is an option that you can go to a gig, not drink, or have 2 or 3 beers. You know, go and still be in bed at a reasonable time.
Or you could party really hard.
Okay,
just worry about it later.
That's your take on it. Fair play. I fucking nice salute that. I really do.
See, that's
you only live once, and your job is awesome.
Did you just drop YOLO on my podcast?
Maybe.
For fuck's sake.
No, but seriously, like, just tell work the next day you have a dentist appointment or a doctor's appointment or your kid is sick, your wife is sick. There's always an excuse.
But the thing is also, you know that the gig's coming up. So if you know, right, this is one I want to go fucking buck daft to, you know to go, right, I'm going to book that next day off, or
I'll take a
half, well, if you have that option, or you go, I'll take a half day and come in later, or whatever.
Tell them you've got a toothache, so you'll not be speaking very much.
But it's, obviously there will be times when you're not planning on going to a gig, and then a couple of mates will text you or phone you and go, we're going down for this, and you get your head on you. And
I confess that never fucking happens to me.
No
one ever goes here. When do you want to go to this gig?
Because you're the one texting people going, do you want to go to this gig?
I'm that guy.
You're the instigator.
You're alpha gigs.
So what do you think? Midweek gigs, is it a yes? Is it no?
It's 100% yes. But what is up for debate is how fucked up you get. You know, I used to work with people. There was a friend of mine I used to work in a job with, and he was a metalhead. I started introducing him to local music, and he's like, "Fuck me, these bands are great." And I was like, "Well, they're playing on Wednesday," but yet him and his girlfriend and all these, they would go to the Limelight every Saturday night, stand in the same corner, listening to the same songs in the same order, talking the same shit. And when I'd say to him, "Come out," he'd go, "Well, I don't want to come into work hungover." I said, "Well, don't get drunk. I can't go out and not get drunk." And it's like, well, but no, you're going to watch a band. You don't hammer the beer into you the same way you do when you're in the Limelight hearing fucking Rage Against the Machine and System of a Down.
I don't know. I think when you're at a gig,
it's
fans, you drink more.
That's because you're a savage. But for me, it's like you're watching the band, you're paying attention. You're not hammering fucking drinks into you because you're actually paying attention because there's a band up on stage. Chances are it's going to be stuff you're not overly familiar with. When you know the songs inside out in this, like, as in a fucking club night, your whole point is to get there and get drunk. Whereas when you go see a band, you're actually then paying attention to the music. So you can have 3 or 4 drinks and go home. And especially nowadays with the fact that gigs end early because of the club nights, you're done by 9-10 o'clock. Some certain nights.
Come to that.
But you don't have to out and get absolutely fucked up.
What you're kind of hinting at there, to me, is
there's an option.
The easy way to sum it up is, I would say there's a lot of times I go to gigs, right? I will go out into town to a gig, but it's not a night out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not out on the rip. I'm not out for a sesh. I'm just. It's like there's a couple
when
of
you
bands
arrive and all your mates are there.
It's almost like it's almost not a kick in the arse of just going to the cinema.
You're
just going down to watch a movie. You're just going down to watch a few bands.
It's the mindset.
You might come out a wee bit sweaty, but you're not there for a fucking let's go fucking nuts and get wrecked.
Yeah,
I know you are.
But you're a fucking savage.
Sometimes it just has to be done.
Claire,
it'll happen.
What do you think?
I think first off, the key to surviving midweek gigs is not partying with him.
The key to surviving, full stop, is not partying with him too often.
You always party with me.
I mean, we go to a lot of gigs and we do them midweek. I think it's a lot easier now because we live closer to town. So it's easy for us to get in and get out. It was a lot harder when we lived out in Mollusk. So I understand people that live further out. Because travelling and stuff added in.
They're going to make a night of it.
That's tough. I understand if you have to get babysitters, that's tough.
Drown your babies.
Well, that's just probably... No, I'm not even going to. We would do a lot of midweek gigs.
That's the name of your sex tape, isn't it? Drown your babies. Sorry, go ahead.
And when can we see this sex tape?
Jesus.
I'll give you a special screening.
I'd usually drive.
Yeah.
I mean, because we go to that many gigs, I couldn't afford to drink at all of them.
There's that.
I would also die, probably. Yeah. I'm also... I have a lot of meetings to go to with like management, and the idea of going into them hungover.
Well, you're an actual proper person, aren't you?
How that
That's
happened,
where the toothache comes in. Oh, what we said was today, how the toothache.
You see,
so I mean, like if you run a midweek as a promoter, if you run a midweek gig, you have to understand that you're going to have less people there. Because I understand the reasons that people don't go. We go, and sometimes I'll drink, a lot of times I won't.
Well, see, I think it's maybe different between touring bands and local bands. Touring bands are almost always going to get a crowd. Well, almost always.
I would say local. You're going to get... I mean, if Lockhorns are playing at the start of November and it's a Tuesday night and they're playing at the end of November and it's a Saturday night, I'll just go, you know what, there's no point to the Tuesday night. We'll go to the Saturday night. Right? I think one of the things that to me, like, I will go to midweek gigs and I will sort of set myself a sensible limit with booze, you know, no more than 5 or 6 beers a night.
You're actually quite good at that sometimes.
Or go sometimes. Or go sober. The one thing that really plays into it for me is the time of the gig. Right? Yeah. See if I see doors at 7, last band ending at 10:30, I'm like, fuck, I'm all over that as a midweek gig. That's fucking brilliant. And it plays into the fact that, you know, those people that are from outside of Belfast and they want to get the last train home.
Which is a fuck you to TransLink and the horrible transportation
doors at 7, last band ends at 10:30. I'm all over that. I'm like, fucking brilliant. I can be in bed for 11, still get 7.5 hours kept, up for work the next day, feeling grand.
Yep.
See, when I see doors at 8:30, last band finishing at 12:30 on a midweek gig, I'm just like, oh my God.
I used to hate the fact that, you know, gigs ended early and stuff, but see now, it's like,
midweek.
Yes.
See, put on gigs at the weekend and play till 5 in the fucking morning, and I'll headbang, I'll break my neck till 5 in the morning. But midweek, like, you know,
and that's Voodoo is insisting all their gigs now run late.
There's
been a couple of it, like,
but that's because they
don't
have club nights anymore.
The problem is the Towers gig. Like, I didn't get down until a bit later. It was rammed. Like, say for Elder Druid and what was the Irish band that were really, really Snowblind?
Yeah.
Who were fantastic.
I've seen them
the place was packed.
Really good.
See, by the time Towers came on, it was their album launch or EP launch. But they didn't get on until, what was it, like 11 or half 11?
The
place was
halved.
Oh,
Snowblind almost didn't come.
There was almost, they were like, right, Pete, take a guitar and do the Keto songs acoustic. It's like, yes, I will do that.
But by the time Towers got on, the place was half empty.
Yeah, that's the problem.
And it was because it was
everyone
half 11 and people had to fuck off.
Yep.
There's been quite a few gigs lately in Voodoo, and is it Watermeist? But they have put themselves on last, and I've saw people going, oh, why are Watermeist playing last when there's a turn band? And I think that is the smartest move. I mean, I haven't spoken to the guys, I don't know if it's true, but it's a case of you let the touring band get on at the perfect time, and then if everyone fucks off, Watermeist will stand and they'll do what Watermeist do because they're awesome. But they don't mind playing to 20, half the room.
So that's the thing, because of Now, this is only what we've been told, and we don't know for certain.
And we're guessing.
But Voodoo are pushing to have those midweek gigs, or any gigs where there isn't a club night after, to go later, because obviously they don't want people leaving the venue at 10:30. People leaving the venue at 10:30 are people not buying beer anymore.
Yeah. But it's midweek, and
so they've been pushing the gigs to go later, which has been forcing people to take the headline slot and put that at about, for talk's sake, 10:45 till 10:30, and then have another band play after that, and it kind of skews things a little bit. Now, it works for me, because if I was at that gig, I could go, like, my kip's important to me, I start working at 8 tomorrow.
But that's 90% of the crowd.
I can see my headliner and I can nip off, and if I miss Wardamized, it's fine, I'll see them next time. And we're just using Wardamized as an example. But that's...
The more you go into work hungover, the easier it gets.
Oh, fuck, mate.
It's so much harder.
I swear to God.
See, you're about to give a couple of years.
10 years.
Not even a couple of, there's going to be a couple of years, and it's going to fucking
There's a thing called coffee.
Something else.
Coffee doesn't work anymore.
Drink loads of that, and you're thinking, sorry.
Oh.
It's a hell of a drug.
But you need a game plan, right? Give yourself a curfew. Be like, right, I have to be at work for 10, so I need to be hitting bed by like 6. Get up at like
what the fuck?
Give yourself
like 6 in the evening.
Drink some water.
That is
before you go to sleep.
When you're one of those freaks that keeps at
I would literally be in tears. I would be crying in work.
No, it's easy. It's easy. You just gotta set some rules. Follow your rules.
What are your rules? Get as fucked up as possible.
Get as fucked up as possible, as quickly as possible.
That's
tell work the next day some bullshit that there's a dentist or appointment or something. Get some sleep. Get at least.
But no,
have a shower and put new clothes on.
See, a dentist you would have known about a dentist appointment. You should probably say a toothache, not a dentist appointment. Because an appointment is
an emergency, but
an emergency, yes, or just say
you can pre-plan this. You can pre-plan this for as long as the gig's announced.
Very quickly before we move on, I remember a friend. We were going to a midweek gig, and a friend said, "Seen the set times for a gig." And he says, "What the fuck? I have to get my train home at such and such a time." Do you think promoters should?
Accommodate for that.
That's the word I'm looking for.
Should promoters? No, I think Translink should
promoters.
Here, good luck with that. Fuck Translink. Fuck Translink. They're cunts.
Fuck Translink. Fuck you, Translink.
I think we can accept Translink and
Translink suck.
So, do you think promoters should go? Let's try and get people down early, so they can get out early and get their train home.
Be wiser.
Or should it be a matter of, mate, it's not my fault you decided to live in Ballygo backwards?
No, because even people in town want to, on a weeknight, they want to be able to go out and, well, you want to party because you're a savage.
Everybody else does.
But no, so many people want to just be able to go out and then go home and,
savage.
It's shite.
Well,
yes,
the thing
but
is,
it's how life is.
The thing is, right, I mean, you're focusing on the partying aspect of it, which is absolutely fine. Like, we're going to belt away.
I'm not jealous in any way, shape or form. You keep this lifestyle up. No.
Like, if the gig ends at 10:30 and the last band's off at that stage, ain't nothing stopping you from partying on.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We're kind of more focused on, the times of the gigs and the bands, when they play and when things wrap up and stuff.
See, sometimes, I don't know, sometimes there might be restrictions from, is there a stupid club night on afterwards or before it, or the venues, it's hard to control these things. To be honest, it does make sense to have a last band finishing well before 11, so anyone who's going to carry or put it on can get the fucking
exactly.
drink.
And the thing is, if you want to keep it going on, there's enough bars in town and stuff. There's enough options. Once you've had your gig, you can.
So I don't know why they do it that late. To be honest,
I don't think the promoters can ever win, because I've seen them put on gigs that start early and people going, well, what kind of bullshit's this? I'm working and I have to go home and then I have to get the babysitter and I can't get down till later and I'm going to miss half the bands.
I think that's
a
whole different...
then they move it later and then it's what the fuck are you doing that for now? I can't get the last... I'm going to have to leave and I'm going to miss the band because I have to get the last train home. And it's like... You can't please everyone.
A 3-band limit, I think. See, when you put 4 bands on, that's when you start pushing...
It's a
whole different issue, but...
Because if you put on 4 hardcore bands, That's potentially an hour and 20 minutes worth of music.
Could be 45 minutes.
Possibly, but if you put on fucking 4 power metal bands, that's 3 days.
Four doom bands, that's like a whole day. Jesus.
You know, so it's
4 whole songs.
That's a whole different target. I just keep the bill size down. 3 bands, I think, is a nice amount. It's
for you talking specifically about midweek?
Yeah, because it means you can start at a late enough time that people have finished work, and you're going to finish that people can get home and stuff. Yeah. 4 bands, you're going to either start too early or end too late.
Somebody's going to miss something.
Exactly.
I think I agree with you on that point, because as much as I mean, generally speaking, I'm a money's worth kind of guy. You know, if it's £10 into a gig, I'd rather have 4 bands and 3 gigs.
Yeah,
because that's better value for money.
That could have been one of the problems in Monuments. It was fucking 20 quid for a gig.
Is that how much Monuments was?
5 bands. Yeah.
4 of them travelling.
But I know, as you say, midweek, if you put on 3 gigs, I do have that mindset of we can get down there, bang, 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 3 bands, get home, get to bed.
There's the TWKOM next Thursday. That's going to be starting at 9, over at 1, isn't it?
Are you serious?
Was that not what the standard is for Thursdays in the Empire?
For Gifted?
Could well be.
That's one I'm going to have to suck up, because I can't miss that gig.
Which actually works out well, because I have the gym first. So that works out well for me.
But I mean, I think my reaction spoke volumes. The fact that it opens at 9 on a Thursday night.
Yeah. See, once again there, drop a band off that bill and it'd be fucking perfect.
Which band then?
Yeah.
Moving on.
Sorry, can I actually just make one more wee point I got right out there. Sorry.
He didn't point at my penis. We have a timer here for the camera, just so you know.
Just like a really quick point. The fact is,
I wish he had pointed at my penis, because
I think for midweek gigs, the one thing that needs to be accepted is, see in Belfast, touring bands, we're gonna get them midweek, because they will save their weekend gigs for Manchester or Dublin or London.
Yeah.
And I mean, see, whenever we get the big bands that come here at the weekend, it's like, yes. But I understand why they would slot Belfast into midweek.
No, but I think the problem isn't with touring bands. Touring bands during midweek will almost always get a decent, if not sold out.
If someone told me Malevolence were playing Belfast, they're playing a Wednesday night at 2 a.m, I'd be like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to be there. Yeah. I'm going to be there, and someone's going to get hurt, and that's just how it is.
Probably me. If we're
honest. You'll throw your back out.
This is prophecy in action.
Oh no.
Right. I think we will wrap it up there. That's the end of our midweek gig conversation. If there's any promoters listening to this, it'll be I don't know. Maybe that helps. Maybe it doesn't help. Maybe you don't give a fuck. Whatever. We are going to move on, and we're going to talk about.
By the way, any fucking views you have, send them our way.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. I know. Fucking comment.
Let's see what you
think. Tell us to
Liam would love to criticise them.
But next
what
week,
the fuck? We need to restart the
Jesus
cameras.
Christ, I know we do. Next, we're going to talk about upcoming gigs.
Upcoming gigs.
Drink up, bitch.
So there's some really, really good gigs coming up within the next month or so. First one I'm going to very, very, very briefly mention is Moscow Death Brigade, and the only reason I'm going to be very quick about it is by the time this podcast goes out, it's going to have happened. Moscow Death Brigade are a band from, believe it or not, Moscow. They have, it's like their early stuff is sort of like, I don't even know, like gangster metal, and then their more recent stuff is like gangster cheesy dance music.
They play balaclavas.
Which
that'll go down well. That went down very well before, did it not?
Which is an interesting way to play in Belfast.
At least they're not playing the Warzone.
It's an anti-fa gig.
That's the thing. It's an anti-fa gig.
Which I think possibly explains a Russian band having a Russian anti-fa band having to wear balaclavas. Which
maybe they have the P-tape.
Fuck knows what's going to happen, but musically I think they're brilliant. They have a song called Bolt Cutter that I just absolutely adore.
Because you go around cutting bolts on things like that.
Aye. Yeah, going to be a great gig anyway. We'll probably talk about that on the next one. It's a midweek gig, which we just talked about. So
get your excuses for work ready.
Hopefully I can be in my bed early.
Book your dentist.
Support comes from, do you remember? I know Wardemize are playing it.
Death Grip.
Death Grip are playing, which is a couple of the guys from the Warzone, guys like Johnny McKee, Darryl and Darzo. I'm pretty sure there's another band in the bill, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But we'll tell you all about it afterwards. Second gig, we're going to quickly talk about. No, we're not. I'm going to talk about this for all fucking night. This Friday coming is Malevolence playing Belfast for the first time.
One of us will probably be in a cast on the next podcast.
The other one will be dead.
No great loss.
You're going down, Pete, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going Claire.
Or actually, there's another gig on
there. I will not be at that, no.
It's kind of
not my bag.
One of the ways I'm thinking about this gig, I genuinely think it's one of the most hyped gigs of the year.
Even I will admit,
but the hype is coming from a very, very small number of people. I think it's going to be one of the best gigs of the year for a small number of people.
I think it's going to be rammed.
Really?
You think it'll be empty?
It would blow my mind.
I think as much as I'm not a fan of that kind of music, those guys are for that kind of thing. They are head and shoulders.
To me, see when I talk about Malevolence, people that go, I would like hardcore if it wasn't just beatdown after beatdown after beatdown. If people say that, Malevolence is the band for you, because it isn't. In fact, there's hardly any beatdown in it. There's hardly any two-step in it. Right? It's like fucking. It's like Crowbar played by hardcore kids. I just spat all over the place. Sorry about that. I just can't wait. Honestly,
Self-Supremacy was my, I think, album of the year last year.
Album of my fucking life. It is so fucking good. Malevolence are outstanding. If you're not going to Malevolence and you have any interest in that kind of music whatsoever, you're nuts. You're fucking nuts. If you're afraid about pits kicking off and karate in the pit and
stand at the
people
back,
getting punched and stuff, I know for a fact there's gigs I've been to.
Well, that's going to happen.
There's gigs I've been to though where that's unavoidable. It won't be like that. I know for a fact.
But even if it is,
no great loss of playing.
Stand just at the edge of the pit.
It's in Voodoo, very isn't it?
Self-contained.
It's in Voodoo. There's fucking plenty of room in Voodoo to stand back and watch that and not get caught up in that. And that's I'm not a fan of that kind of music, but obviously I know who's who, and you can't not be at that. If you're in, like you said, if
just
you're in
stand behind Wayne. Let Wayne take all.
No, Wayne will be throwing digs. You do not want to be in the vicinity.
I'll be throwing digs for the first two songs, and then I'll be looking for a fucking oxygen mask,
and then we'll go back in and throw more digs.
But Belfast, I think, will be fine. I mean,
I think that's going to be brutal, and it's going to be fucking good. Yeah.
I think I'll die Dublin.
Thing is, Dublin is just a fucking fiercely metal town. I've seen Metallica so many times, and even though obviously not the same kind of genre, but the fucking hatred put towards fucking the support bands, Dublin is just savage.
Oh no, see Dublin hardcore, there's a huge Polish and stuff contingency. And we saw oh shit, what do you call them? What do you call them?
I don't know who you mean.
Taylor?
No, Malevolence. It was last time Malevolence played Dublin even.
And I supported them.
And you supported them. Yeah. And in Fibbers and from front to back, it was insanity. And then Code Orange
showing Fibbers. Fuck me.
Brutal,
that's brutal. Fucking, it was like a dojo. It was.
You know what? Nuts. You don't get that Belfast, Dublin. I'm terrified about. You can't go to the front and high. I mean, we go to a lot of hardcore shows and in a lot of say festivals and stuff. Some of the safest places to be are at barrier because it's all happening behind you.
Yeah.
Oh no, in Dublin, it was literally standing right at the back and there was people just going fucking flying and you were catching them and putting them down.
But the thing is, for shows like that, that's all the bands amazing. Are like that. Everybody knows what you're getting into. Then, in which case, anyone that goes to a show like that and complains about getting their shit knocked in is a fucking dick.
Don't stand in the middle of it and bitch about it.
Exactly.
Fuck off. It's like standing in the middle of a Slayer and getting annoyed about it.
I've genuinely seen it before where you see you're waiting for the band to come on. And you see a big empty circle in the middle of the room because everyone knows. Everyone knows what's going to happen, right? And there's two metalers with like their cut-offs and all their patches, and they're just standing in the middle, and you almost want to go,
oh, we've got a great spot, this is awesome.
It's like, mate.
Yeah.
Or photographers standing, going, oh, this is great, I've got a great spot right at the front, and then complaining that they had people landing on top of them because of all the stage divers.
Yeah, speaking as a photographer, there's there's gigs where you just know what's going to happen, and I know certain photographers that have thrown elbows and fucking digs at people because fuck off. The people in the crowd that have paid in, that are going off, you work around them. That is.
As a photographer, you should understand the crowd as well as the band.
There's certain gigs I've just not applied for because I just know it's not going to be worth it. I'm going to get the shit knocked out of me. I'm not going to get anything worth fucking shooting. And
at the end of the day, the bands are there to play music to people who want to hear music.
Exactly. That's who is most important.
No matter what it is, if you can manage to get in there and take photos of that band, fantastic. But that is not the reason people are in that building.
You're bottom of the food chain, and it's like you're there to do a job, but you have to work around the people that are behind you. If there's a barrier that you can get in, great. If there's not, you then just weigh it up and go, right, what are the crowd going to be like? Is it going to be worth it?
I don't want to dwell on this much longer, but have you heard of Sean, the pit cameraman?
No.
What he does is he basically covers his body in GoPros, right? And then goes into the pits.
That sounds amazing!
It's like some sort of armour then.
He just flails around.
He's one on his head, he's one on his chest, and he gets someone behind him holding a light and stuff. And the guy's mental. It goes to the most brutal hardcore shows. I have seen hardcore shows that he's filmed where people are wearing like fucking UFC gloves.
See, no, that right there and then, that is.
I'm right with you.
That's
too much for me.
That's people.
So are they swinging things in?
They're proper hard killing.
Those are boys that need to be stabbed in the face.
No, hold on. I said I didn't want to get into it. See, those shows, literally there's 12 people at those shows and they're all in the same boat and they're all there to knuckle fuck at each other.
Can you not come in then with like fucking knuckle dusters and NFL fucking pads and up the game a bit?
If you want
if that's what you're doing,
I'm out. I don't want to be there.
Like just turn into an arms race.
Right, moving on anyway. Malevolence is going to be fucking brilliant. You're a mug if you don't go. The previous night, so we're not necessarily doing this in order. Previous night is the Crawling album launch, which I've just been told is 9 o'clock till 1 in the morning on a Thursday night.
That suits me perfectly.
That's the standard, I think.
Well, here's the other thing. I don't want to go back to that conversation we just had. See if it starts that late.
Yeah,
I'm not joking. I'll come home. I'll get my dinner and I'll have an hour and a half nap. I'll have an hour and a half nap before I go to that gig. I'm not even joking. I swear to God.
You know what?
I went to a rave in the Telegraph building last week and I'd done the exact same thing. I went and I got a big load of kit before going to the show because I knew I was only getting like 4 hours sleep that night. But the Crawling album launch, we've talked about the album. You might have seen that in a separate podcast.
If you haven't, fucking watch it.
They're one of the best bands to come out of Northern Ireland, without shadow of a doubt. Their new album is very, very good. They'll still be playing stuff off the old album. They've got...
It's a whole new set, which is what Andy said. They've reworked the entire set.
The support lineup, some of it might be up your street, some of it might not, but... I adore Disconnect live.
Oh, I fucking love Disconnect.
We had this. We listened to them and we're like, "Oh, this isn't going to be good." And we went to that Metal to the Masses and we had our fucking jaws run. They knocked the shit right out of us. They've progressed and they've become something fucking else.
I've seen them 4 or 5 times since. It is just a wall of aggression. I fucking love watching Disconnect live.
It's not just aggression, there's nuance and there's fucking it's you can just get in there and be aggressive and be fucking, and it's dull. They've got twists and turns and like you said, nuance.
That's
and your dude Adam is one of the sweetest dudes. He's
most people usually are. People that play the most savage music are usually wee sweethearts.
Nicest people because they get all the rage out on stage.
He's had to put up with me like drunkenly screaming, "You're amazing!" quite a few times, and
Disconnect.
Do you get that way? And does she drunkenly scream, "You're amazing" at her? At you?
Just in bed, I'd imagine.
We're not going there. Another gig coming up that I really want to talk about is the 18 in Life Weekender. Now, I have to confess, a lot of people think that I'm just here to suck the dicks of every promoter in Belfast and say every
and just because you do that,
right? For me personally, it's split into 2 nights and it's split perfectly. You've got the Friday night, which is a very modern, progressive,
local,
forward-thinking local bands, and then you've got the Saturday, which is what I would consider to be old school. Diamond Head or headlining. To me, the Friday night looks fucking outstanding. Yeah. Especially, you guys are playing, is that right?
And Lockhorns.
Ketos is playing, Lockhorns are playing,
Oracle are playing.
Oracle are playing. Those are 3.
This place hell.
Right.
Jesus.
Those 3 bands are enough to get me out without a doubt, right? But personally speaking, you will all be playing in the shadows of this place hell. That band is
they're brilliant.
Fuck me, they're good. Like fuck me. Like it's like someone took a DNA test from me, right? And put it on and put it under a microscope and went, we can tell exactly what kind of music you want to hear based on your DNA, and they spat out this place hell. They are just so fucking good.
This place hell are Wayne Spunk.
If you want to put it that way. I mean, if they're going to do like posters or stuff for their album, whatever.
Long, Jeremy Kyle. Wayne is my real father.
They can have that on their like material. This place hell is Wayne Spunk. I don't know, whatever.
I expect some kind of royalty from that.
But to me, that gig is going to be brilliant. And GoPro just died. That's what the beeping is.
Spirit Runner with Collie, because we saw him recently. Awesome. I mean, Collie hasn't played for ages, and he was fantastic.
Sluts are a band that I know you guys enjoy.
I love them.
Who doesn't love Sluts?
Yeah. Yes.
I enjoy them live.
Yeah.
On record, not so much.
But they're so much fun live. That's the whole thing. It's like all the bands, a lot of the bands we follow, it's all fucking very serious and very heavy, and it's great. But Sluts are back in that old school kind of. They're entertainment and they're fun, and it's like, you know what? The songs are catchy, and it's for however 20 minutes, half an hour. It's fucking. It's good drinking music. It's good, to have a laugh. And Mike is a fucking great frontman. He's a great frontman.
They do perform well. They play well. It's, as I say, I love it live. I love it live. But I got the CD and I just went.
Stuff like that never really translates.
I'm not going to listen to this in the car whenever I've got.
But when you see them,
the latest Prodigy album and the latest Terror album and the latest Madball album, it just doesn't stack up.
But when you see them on a bill lineup, you just know that,
right.
You know what, I'm going to have, however long they're playing for, I'm going to have all the fucking crack while they're playing.
Okay. It's an absolute pity because also that night, Pain, the Propaganda and Information Network, are playing, and Madhouse are supporting, and it's a pity because I was really looking forward to that gig.
That would be a good gig.
Not going to be able to make it.
But I'll be honest, I'm not going to miss Pain's preaching.
After seeing them before, it was like, dry your fucking eyes.
They can be a bit of a preachy band, so...
Don't slag off the festival whenever you're playing the festival.
Oh, that's a bad fucking move.
Well, that's what we've seen happen.
This is the real festival.
Oh no, you'll still get paid, but you know what? You'll never get booked again, and a lot of fucking other festivals will be like...
Well, they said they didn't want to play it again anyway, so,
everybody says that.
There's a big show, big show coming up next year, and I suspect that pretty much everyone I know that's into metal will be at that. And that show is Metallica.
Who?
Ghost and Bosaka. Metallica. Let's put this into context. It's 2018. Metallica have been playing for a long time.
Longer than us two have been alive, I think.
Yeah. Let's go from left to right. Pete, how much of a fuck do you give about Metallica in 2018?
All of the fucks.
Yes.
Like Metallica are fucking amazing. There's one of those important parts of growing up. Everyone had that album or that video or that DVD of Metallica that they put on all the time that was important to them. For me, I think it was Cunning Stunts. It was my regularly rotated Metallica release. And to get this, seen him in Marley Park, seen him in the Odyssey. I'm looking forward to seeing him in Slane, taking it up a notch. I don't know why anybody wouldn't want to go. To be honest,
that's a fair comment.
And they're bringing Ghost over. It's Ghost for first fucking time.
We'll come back and we'll talk about Ghost.
But I remember the last time I seen him in the Odyssey. I think it was 2012, and Lars was like, "Yo, we'll be back soon." So this is 6 years later. 7 years later.
It'll be 8.
Yeah. It'll be 8. I don't know what his definition of soon is, but you know what? I'm happy they're coming back, and it doesn't matter what fucking song they'll play. Everyone's gonna be giving it stacks, singing along. It's gonna be amazing.
Does the fact, and I'll ask everyone this as we come along, does the fact that it's at Slane make a difference?
Yes and no. Yes, that it's fucking Slane. It's the biggest venue in all of Ireland. There's gonna be 70,000 people. And no, because it's Metallica. It's like when they're playing, it's all about you and Metallica. Fuck everybody else.
No concerns that Jimmy No Interest's gonna turn up just for one in Enter Sandman.
But I don't see those people. Metallica gig.
I don't see those people doing very well at this.
But no, they never do. They always turn up.
Somebody will turn up, act the dick, and the 99% of us who are metal fans will look at him, and he will be expelled by security. And we will get on with our night. Fuck those guys. No, this is all about everyone's in metal.
Metallica 2018, how much of a fuck do you give?
Well, straight away, I've got the fucking, this is how much they meant to me at one point. I've seen them, I think 14 and a half times now. I say half because the last time I saw them was 2014 at Sonosphere. I walked out about a third of the way through when they were playing Creeping Death. To me, they were a cabaret band at that point. They had fans on stage that obviously had bought on or won competitions. They actually got 2 people out to introduce 2 different songs.
I was at that show.
And it hurt. It really fucking hurt me. Like, I don't want them to continually release Master of Puppets and stuff. And I'll defend their decisions to make Lulu and
Good luck with that. Anger.
And Sid Anger and fucking Through the Never. I won't defend the results, but they've always been about pushing things and doing things their own way, and I love that about them. But to me, they've just they're so hit and miss. Like, I saw them at Download, I think it was 2012, when they played the Black album. Not my favourite Metallic album, but they were fucking amazing that week, that night. They were so fucking brilliant. But
what show was that at?
2012, I think we played.
Download, did you say?
Yeah, I think they played the Black album.
I seen that same tour at Nova Rock in Austria. Same run, yeah. And
they were amazing. But then I saw them a couple of years later at Sonosphere, and they were bloated, and it was awful. But it's Metallica, they're always going to have a fucking special place for me, and it's maybe because I've seen them so many times now. Mm-hmm. The first time I saw them was Donington '95.
Fuck.
I met James and Jason because the friend I was with was in the fan club. He got us fucking backstage passes and stuff. It was fucking unbelievable. And I've seen some amazing gigs from them, but I'm not as excited about this. It's great that they're playing. I've never been to Slane. I would love to go, but I don't know. They've kind of, I think they broke me. The last album I loved. There's some cracking songs. Could have been one album, one disc, and they could have dropped about 3 or 4 songs off that. But I don't know. It's just, I think Maiden are pissing all over them. For me these days, Maiden.
There's always been that Maiden versus Metallica thing.
Yeah, and
I've always seen it as a Sega versus Nintendo thing.
I've never picked one or the other. I've always loved both. But I think Maiden for me, because Maiden were the first band for me as well. But then I became a thrash head as soon as I heard Metallica. It was like, fuck, this is how it should be done.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be an amazing gig. If the right Metallica turns up, they're just so hit and miss these days, and that's what really hurts.
Claire, Metallica in 2018, how many fucks do you give?
I think I'm very different than everyone else in that I didn't grow up with the metal music, and I didn't grow up with that. So I didn't grow up with Metallica and Maiden and Motorhead. Whenever I was a teenager and I started finding metal music like Marilyn Manson and Nine Inch Nails, that's what got me in. So I've come into it later. I don't have that whole nostalgia thing going on. And the first time I saw Metallica was, I think, Sonosphere 2010. 2010?
Yes.
2010? The
2010.
Big Four?
The Big
Yes.
Four shows.
And it wasn't
I was
very
at
good.
that as well.
I
Although
got
they
very
were
bored.
great, I thought they were great. That.
Nah, I fucked off. I got bored and left.
Same.
And it went to see them the full. It was 2011. Then in Belfast.
Yes.
Was it?
They played
And
the 2 nights.
amazing.
It was amazing.
And I mean,
It was
as someone
ridiculous.
that wasn't a big fan and didn't have that nostalgia thing, I enjoyed that gig so much more than I thought I would. And I haven't seen them since, I don't think, have we?
They've not played Ireland since.
I've only done the UK a couple
I'm
of
trying to
times.
think about festivals I've been to since then, and I don't think I've seen them since. And I have got into them, I would say, probably a lot more now, so I'm looking forward to it. And you mentioned Slane. I've never been to Slane before. So the idea of going to Slane to see Metallica is like awesome. It's also the weekend after my birthday.
Hint, hint.
Hint, hint. That was actually kind of because we were going back and forward, should we go, should we not? I was like, you know what, it's the weekend after my birthday, we're going to go, we're going to fucking camp. So, yeah, we're camping.
Oh yeah, camp.
Use your camp as fuck.
Wait.
Are you camping?
Oh yeah, I'm camping.
Sweet.
So, you know, come
Otherwise
find
it's
us
traffic.
and let's all like have a big camp,
Yeah.
and then I'll go to bed early because I'm dull.
TWKOM party. Pete's going to party till 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
And then phone his work and say he's going to the dentist.
Oh, it's a Saturday.
It's
so
Saturday.
You don't need to worry about work.
So, I mean, honestly, yeah, I think it's going to be unreal, and I think I can't wait. I am really excited about it.
See, this is the thing that annoys me is for myself. It's like the likes of you and Lauren, who's usually on the podcast as well. The hype that these people get because you just haven't seen them so much. I really fucking wish I still had that. When I was a kid and fucking seeing them, I am so jealous.
Well, let me tell you, my history with Metallica in terms of live shows is a fucking shambles. Right?
That's because they're a shambles at times.
No, hang on. I've never blamed Metallica for a bad show. I've seen bad Metallica shows and it's always been my fault, right? First time I seen them, Rock am Ring 2008 in Germany, right? And they blew my fucking mind, right? And I'm not joking, I must have been 1.5 miles from the stage. The way that stage is set up at Rock am Ring is shite, right? I'm not going to go into that, but I still had an amazing time. Thoroughly loved it. I seen them twice in Marley Park. You mentioned Marley
same
Park
here.
gigs. One of the shows I went down to, I ended up hanging out with some Polish guys and drinking with them. And I was drinking with them. I remember waking up during I always get this wrong, not Sad But True. What's the other big song that starts with S? Fuck me. They always finish on it.
Seek and Destroy.
Seek and Destroy. I was standing there in a Metallica crowd and I just went, and they were playing Seek and Destroy, and I looked up the set list in advance and I knew that's what they finished with. Right. And it's like, I've missed this. I've missed the whole thing. Then there's the gig that you talked about at Sonosphere, where you said they weren't on form, right? I remember, right, that stage is kind of like a bowl shape, and to the left of the stage, up the top of the bowl, there was an ice cream van, and I just remember standing there, and it was the Sunday night of a 4-day festival, and I was absolutely smashed, right? I remember standing there just thinking, I'm rode off. I'm done.
I think that's the first fucking time we ever really hung out that
It
festival.
was.
I mean, you found us, and you heard the accent.
It was me and Jamesy. Me and Jamesy stood up. Shout out to Jamesy if you're watching. You're probably not. And we stood at the corner of that, beside the ice cream van, and I was in such a mess that I thought it wasn't Metallica, it's me. I'm just rode off. So if this is a bad show, it's my fault. But on the flip side of that, the Odyssey show. Was amazing. The Odyssey show, see everyone that complains about the sound in the Odyssey shite?
No,
well, you weren't at Metallica.
Yeah.
Because it was fucking
that
amazing.
Stage
I was
in
at
the middle.
I was at both those nights, and they were fucking so good. It kills me that I missed support bands both nights.
Oh no, Volbeat was shit, so you didn't be much.
The other Marty Park gig, the one I didn't wake up during the last song, was amazing. I can't remember. There was one that had Alice in
Chains and Avenged Sevenfold, and
there's the other one had Sweet Savage and Tenacious D.
Yes, so there's both of those.
Somebody else.
The one I was not a mess at, which I think was the Tenacious D one, which probably is the one I should have been in a mess at.
Yeah.
Metallica were amazing. That was just coming before, Death Magnetic.
Right.
Because I remember them playing Cyanide, but it was like a new song.
Yeah,
it's like,
that's right.
Anyone want to hear a new one? And I was like, no, just play stuff I know. And then they played it, and I was like, that's amazing.
That's the weakest, probably one of the weakest songs off that
True,
album.
the Odyssey they opened with That Was Just Your Life. And it was a fucking brilliant opener.
Man, there's some songs off that album are absolutely, like, was it Broken Beaten Scarred is one of the fucking best songs they've ever released.
Death Magnetic's brilliant.
It's brilliant.
I think if you don't
I wouldn't say brilliant. I wouldn't say brilliant.
It's almost like a reaction to the backlash.
It's within their top 6.
Yeah, it's got some good shit, but you know what? The instrumental is fucking horrendous. Suicide and Redemption. There's one bit where it fucking all goes melodic and stuff, where it's actually you're going right. Yes, you've nailed it, but the rest of it is pub band riffage, which that's what they fall into too much these days.
Did you hear that, James Hetfield?
You know,
I think suffice to say, we're all hyped.
Yeah, it's going to be such a good.
It's going to be good. Like,
I think we should maybe talk about the other bands on the bill.
The only thing that concerns me about that gig is
cunts turning up.
Right, it's not even that.
Weekend Warriors.
See, when I think about Slain, right, I seen Foo Fighters at Vital in Belfast.
I could fucking hear that all the way at my house.
That was.
You probably heard it better.
Oh yes, I heard it as well. Like,
that was the worst festival experience I've ever been to.
But
I seen people.
I
seen people ankle deep in piss. I seen people queuing for 45 minutes at the bar. And I remember saying to a friend, and I've told this story a million times. I said to a friend, "This is shite. The toilets are shite. The bar queues are shite." And someone says to me, "What do you expect, Wayne? It's a festival." And I was like, no.
The amount of festivals we go to, this is not how this shit should be, because fuck that.
Yeah, my wee brother had been to fucking, the likes of Oxygen and stuff like that. He had never been to proper festivals. We went to, it was actually Sonosphere 2010. Iron Maiden were playing. He rang me one night and goes, "I'm really pissed. I've done something stupid." "Oh, what the fuck?" I was worried. And he goes, "I've just bought tickets for me and my mate for Sonosphere." I'm like, "Well, for fuck's sake, no, I have to buy a ticket. I can't let you go on your own."
What a shame.
So I bought a ticket.
That's why I went to Sonosphere. My brother wanted to go, so I bought tickets.
Exactly. And so we went over, and he was like, when we got there, he's like, "What the fuck is this? Toilets are clean. There's fucking proper food. It's all organised and stuff." And I was like, man, because I had been going to festivals I'd been to like 3 or 4 at that point. I was like, man, this is how it works.
Yeah.
And so many people, like Lauren this year going to Bloodstock. She had only been to Reading and Leeds once, and she was terrified. She went to fucking Bloodstock and was like, "Oh, what the fuck?"
Yeah.
This is how festivals are run.
With Phil Force has actual flushing toilets in the arena with sinks and water and soap and hand dryers. It blew my little mind the first time.
But this, I think you're gonna be, this is the one thing about Slain, Metallica at Slain. You're going to be surrounded by, as Pete says, the Weekend Warriors. You're going to get the fucking Enter Sandman fans. Like, I remember seeing them at the Odyssey, and we were up there fucking up at the front kicking off and stuff, and during Battery and all this stuff. See, as soon as Enter Sandman, these fucking shaven headed, shirts off, fucking beefhead cunts turned up and start swinging digs and stuff. And you're like, where the fuck were you during Battery?
That's the opposite of what I thought you were going to say.
No, that's we got those guys were there, and it's like, a lot of people sort of backed off. Other people then did the right thing and fucking put them in their place. Yeah. But I'm a pussy, so. But it's like, you're going to have to expect that with Metallica. Yeah. Is
anyone the warm-up band for the gig? I say warm-up band. It's fucking Slain, like.
Yeah. No, there's going to be I think there's going to be a couple other bands.
Do you think there'll be more?
Yeah.
Well,
there's only 3 so far.
They said there's going to be 5 or 6.
Yeah.
And they said it's going to be a local opening it up.
That's fucking beautiful. This is the
I was thinking
it's
between 2 bands, right? Dead Label or 10 Togs.
Dead
just
Label
about to
is
say,
exactly.
If anyone's listening to this that has any sway in this, fucking put Dead Label on that gig. Yeah. Those guys deserve to be put in front of the stage.
And you know what? Dead Label and 10 Ton, that is the fucking...
If you're saying 6 bands, oh my god, I know this isn't going to be the case, right? I'm getting all like, oh my god, oh my god, can you imagine if it was like 10 Ton Slug and This Place Is Hell and...
Or they could do something really out of the park and put Victim Royale. With cheese.
Fucking Cloakroom Q.
Let's not go back there.
Kill the fucking crack.
Let's not be dicks for no reason.
Fucking
Bosaka. Have you listened to Bosaka?
Yes, I listened to them, and fuck me, they are great.
Musically,
they are
so what are we looking at?
I honestly can't remember, but I remember it's almost, it's kind of sludgy but fucking driving.
Oh,
I had to wear a punk band.
From what I remember, they're I listened to them and I love them so much. They are
good stuff.
Yeah, I would recommend everybody go check out Bosaka or Bokassa.
Bukaki.
We'll do that later. That's an extra podcast that you have to pay to subscribe to.
Yeah, that's premium.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, check them out. They are fucking amazing.
Next up, we have to talk about them because they're a pretty divisive band. They're even divisive within my own head, and that band is Ghost.
Yeah. So
Ghost. The main support band to Metallica are Ghost. I'm going to very, very briefly talk about my history with Ghost. I've seen Ghost once before. I think it was Sonosphere 2014.
Yes.
I watched...
in the middle of the day, which is a wrong time for them.
I watched most of their set. I wasn't that interested. I remember thinking one of the songs sounded like Rammstein, but when I tell people that, they look at me like I'm mad in the head. I always had this jarring thing where the image didn't match up with the music, and that always kind of fucked me off a wee bit. I just went, you know what? I don't need this. I don't need this. There's loads of bands. There's hundreds of bands I love. I don't need to listen to a band that look like that and sound like that. So it kind of, whatever. And then Steve Martin, who we talk about fucking loads.
He's a cunt. He is a...
Not me.
We need to get him back on the podcast.
Steve sent me a link to Year Zero by Ghost. And that song I thought was fucking brilliant. I love it. I absolutely love it. I love the tone of it. I love the sound of it. I love the lyrics. Everything about that song's brilliant. So I used to always have this go-to expression of I like one Ghost song. Recently someone told me to listen to Prequel. Mm-hmm. And there's a song, I always get this wrong. Is it Sarika?
Cerise is not on fucking Prequel. Cerise.
It's not, yes.
Cerise isn't even on the one previous to that. It's the one previous to that.
What's the album called?
Infastism or something. It's Papa Emeritus 2. It's the second album.
And it's the same album that Absolution is on.
It's the second album.
Right. So I've been listening to that.
Cerise is brilliant.
And
Cerise, it's got like a very mega.
And whenever I started...
It's a great video.
Whenever I started liking Cerise, it was kind of like, okay, I now like two Ghost songs, right? And then I was letting that album play on through, and Absolution obviously comes on, and at that stage it's like, okay, now I like three Ghost songs. Is it maybe time to just accept that I like Ghost? And I fucking do. And I'm going to work through that catalogue now, because once you get over it, there's a lot to get over. The image and the music doesn't match.
And the fact that everybody fucking gushes over them, that sticks in the throat for me.
I am a wee bit contrary, like yourself.
Yes.
No, really?
and that can be a sort of a hill to get over for me.
Yes.
Like TV shows are the worst, but that's a completely different.
It's
a
You're
completely different
for that
story.
shit. Like,
but once you like three songs by a band, you can't call it an exception anymore.
No,
you're starting to like that band. So, off the basis of that, I'm excited to see Ghost, and by the time I go see them, I will know the music that they're playing, and I am very excited for it. I think they're a great band, and the other thing I just want to point out is you've heard me talk on this podcast about how I hate how metal has its both eyes firmly focused on the past.
Yes.
If you look at any metal festival, most of the bands, like 80% of the bands playing any metal festival,
it's nostalgia.
Started before the year 2000. It's all old bands. It's all looking back. It's your headliners, your fucking Scorpions or whatever. It's everything's about the past. Here's a band that are not about the past. Here's about a past that are a band that are about looking forward, and about being new, and about being different.
The thing is, they're not. They're very. They are. Their whole thing is it's very
retro.
70s. Yeah, it's very retro.
But is it not a modern take on retro? Do you know?
Yes,
there is something fresh about them, something new about them, and that's at this stage what's starting to appeal.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
But that's me. I banged on about.
I went back and listened to. I do this thing every now and then where I'll take a band and I'll go, this is the first album, this is the last album, and I'll listen to everything. And I listened to Ghost, and I was the same as you. It's like I had this instant dislike of them because everybody was gushing about them, and I don't think they're as good as everyone thinks they are. That's I
would still agree with that. Yeah.
I think they're alright. There's something like Square Hammer is still fucking. It's one of the greatest songs I've ever heard. It is. They opened with that when I saw them at Bloodstock, and they played 3 songs before I was like, "Fuck this, I'm out of here." It just because see live as well when I saw they're standing there. I guess that's what and some of the tunes probably deserve more of a fucking on stage kind of presence where they're but obviously Papa Emeritus or whatever the fuck he is now.
It's the Cardinal.
Yeah, the Cardinal, whatever. He just stands there and fucking waves his hand and stuff, and everyone just stands there. It's like, well, it's show business. I want a bit more action, even just not photographing it, but just standing in the crowd. I want for the music they play, for them just to stand there doesn't work.
It's a bit Scooby-Doo.
It's like if you're playing that kind of music, you just have to jump about and just actually give a bit more into it because the music itself is. I don't want to say bland because it's not really, but it's not punching it in your face. It's not like constantly brutal or whatever. It's not driving. But if you're going to do that, then you have to have more of a stage show. And just wearing masks doesn't cut it for me.
Like early, they could pull off something like early Marilyn Manson shows.
Aye, well, there's shit going on. There's dancers, or there's
I think
there's fire or something.
Big high production budget shit. I think now there is all of that.
Yeah.
Now they're doing the big shows. There is.
I mean, what's your thoughts, Pete? Like when you see those still in the lineup?
Brilliant.
Yeah.
I think it's great that they're on there.
A lot of the complaints people are coming out with is it's fake. It's like, well, do you think Ozzy goes home every night and has bats on toast for dinner? Do you think Alice Cooper goes home every night and fucks a Frankenstein?
I think
Alice goes home and plays golf.
He's a spoiler. It's all fucking fake.
His Bible.
Like
that's a bizarre criticism.
That's what the main one seems to be.
Yeah, it's like.
Do you think?
All music's fake, really.
It's
show business. They're a lot of these bands are putting on a fucking show.
A lot of their shit they're doing.
Do you think really Malevolence walk into Tesco's and beat the fuck out of the guy behind the till?
They'd probably be in jail if that was the case.
To be fair, I've walked into Tesco a few times and wanted to do that. So
Do you think Keith from Ketos orders his McDonald's like?
Just burning buildings all over Belfast. Is he? Too much to handle.
It's fucking genius.
Yeah.
The horror aesthetic it's going for is more of like the Rosemary's Baby, the Omen, back to the original. If that shit is still effective, why can't music about it still be effective?
Look at
fucking Slipknot. Do you think they go home every night and eat maggots and beat things with baseball bats?
Do they not?
But obviously not.
But this is the thing. This is the problem with so many people think that shit is real life.
Well, those people need to see
Rammstein swallowing microphones and just like fire bursting out of them at all times.
See my criticism, or at least it's not something I ever ranted about, but it's something that was there in my head. It's not that I expected these guys to go home and live that lifestyle in their real lives. To me, it was just a big, massive disparity between how they looked and how they sounded.
Yeah.
And it takes a while to get over that. In fact, it's not even just a visual thing. There is a disparity between the riffs and the vocals.
But if you listen to the lyrics, they're fucking nailing it.
But that's like
they're properly talking about proper satanic stuff.
But one of my favourite bands, Alkaline Trio, used to be the exact same as well. They had these 3-minute fucking pop punk songs that were people would hear the melody and go, "Oh, that's nice." But you actually delve into the lyrics.
Oh,
it was like
super depressing.
It's alcoholic. It's depressive. It's like fucking everything's going wrong, and it's like
Stupid Kid.
Exactly. I fucking love that shit. It's like they hook people in, the idiots, with the melody, and it's like, well, we're singing about actual proper fucking miserable shit.
Like, do you think Freddie Mercury really killed a man?
What?
I think he probably did.
I'm lost at this stage.
Who knows?
Maybe not.
It wasn't what Bohemian Rhapsody was about.
Exactly.
I think it's time to move on.
Yeah.
But
that Metallica gig at Slane is going to be fucking awesome. And if anyone's listening, what we said, fucking 10 Ton Slug, and who else did we?
Dead Level.
It's got to be one of the two. If you do the odds and do the math, who the fuck else could?
Everybody, see when you watch this and this comes out, tag fucking MCD and.
Oh God, no!
Slane.
They should not be watching this. No. That
I think they will be watching this.
No,
that'll
fuck
hurt
you,
their
MCD.
noses.
Because MCD fucking need to see this, and they need to see that this.
Tweet them, going here.
Because
Don't let them watch this.
MCD do a fucking great job.
No, they have to watch this.
They really fucking do. Right. But you know what?
I'm so sorry.
Dead label or 10 tons. Actually, dead label and 10 tons.
Think about it though. Think about it. Who else could it be? Think about it.
Sweet Savage.
Fuck Sweet Savage.
Obviously.
I sold a fridge to one of the
maybe if this was
and that's a proud moment in my life.
Something. Stop living in the past.
No, exactly.
I'm not saying that's how I wanted to.
Dead label.
Maverick?
I love fucking Maverick. Yes, but they should not be on that bill.
It's not.
Just throwing it out there.
Yep. But Dead Label and fucking 10 Ton Slug.
Who's doing the work? Who's appearing with people? Who's who's supporting Devil Driver? Who's supporting Zack Live? Who's doing the work?
Other upcoming gigs. Anyone have any interest in a certain New York hardcore band called Madball?
Bullshit.
Claire?
Holy fuck.
Yeah. I know. Where is that gig? Is that the Palm House?
Is that not Voodoo?
Is it the Palm House?
I think it's Voodoo.
If it's Voodoo, that place is getting destroyed.
I think it's Voodoo.
Either way, right? See, like, I've seen Madball a bunch of times, right? And the last time I seen them was on a massive stage in front of many people, 20,000 people.
Fuck knows, a lot.
But 20,000 people. See, taking that same show with Freddie Madball, who is just like a fucking wind-up toy.
Is that his actual last name? Because that's awesome.
It's not his actual.
Changed it legally.
I don't know what Freddie Madball's last name is.
Fuck knows, it's Freddie Madball.
I should know because his brother's in Agnostic Front.
He's Freddie Agnostic Front.
That family is stupidly talented.
And stupidly named.
And the thing is, I was speaking to someone about this Madball show recently. And someone was saying to me that they were a wee bit concerned about, it's Belfast, and Belfast's a wee bit sort of, hands crossed, sipping a beer, watching the band sort of thing.
And they said, sipping a beer.
And they were at the Cancer Bat show, and they were kind of like, you know what, we seen this kick off the Cancer Bats. Maybe Madball in Belfast could fucking kick off proper.
I think my faint memory of the last Madball gig was Dom getting on stage and fucking crowd surfing into no one. He just fucking leapt off stage and hit the ground, and it was amazing. It was.
I'm pretty sure he probably didn't think that. Actually, he did. Oh, I've cracked my skull. This is awesome.
Actually, maybe I'm confused. Maybe I was sick of it all.
I think it was sick of it all.
Madball was honestly amazing.
Madball in Belfast did not get a particularly big crowd last time. I think there was a load of people disappointed about how the show ran.
In the original Limelight?
No, it was in Limelight too.
Or original Limelight.
Yeah. The fact that they're coming back and it's a different promoter booking this time. Mm-hmm. It's a Shizney show this time.
This goes back to our whole thing about you have a shit gig once, you still come back because people turned up.
Well, yeah, the band's come back. But the same promoter hasn't booked them again, so maybe someone's learning a lesson there, maybe someone isn't, I don't know. But I can't wait. The last Madball album, to me, is the fucking brilliant. Like, it's called For the Cause, right? I would really like anyone involved with this to not put For the Cause on posters around Belfast.
Yeah.
That's not a good idea.
No, it's not going to work.
Not a good idea.
Ask Dave Mustaine how that works.
In 1988 in the actual form.
87, I think it was.
This is For the Cause.
Yeah.
For the Cause.
What you need to say is, get her booked.
Yes,
get her booked. That is what you put in.
Makes more sense.
And then the laziest discussion ever about an upcoming gig. There is Crypt of the Rift 2.
Oh shit. Who's on? Oracle, Lock Horns, Tars.
You're a lifesaver.
Two Tales of War coming up for that again.
Are they playing it again? Because they played the last one.
Yeah, I think they've got a new lineup as well. Well,
they have a new lineup. The last Crypt of the Rift was. It was one of those gigs I looked at and I went, you know what? How many bands was it? 6 bands or something?
6 bands, and I dreaded that, but it was one of the best fucking gigs ever.
And I kind of look at it, and sometimes a gig like that can be a bit, it's hard work to get through 6 bands. It was a fantastic gig.
I think really as well with this lineup as well, they've kind of mixed it up a wee bit because with obviously it's
you're right. It's not pure.
It's going to be sludgy, doomery, and obviously, but you can't have too much of that. I think they've realised that this time.
Cool. I got the lineup here.
Here we go.
10 Ton Slug, Nomadic Rituals, Elder Druid, Lock Horns, Oracle, Unbelievable Lake, Tars, Spirit Ruiner. And that's
a bunch of hard hitters.
Does somebody want to dry me up right now?
See if it was like fucking Tars or Oracle or Loch Horns by themselves or Elder Druid, but you'd go. But all of them together.
Stunning.
Tell work the next day you have the dentist.
Tell work the next day you have death.
Right.
Because that's 2 or 3 days you're going to need off for that shit. Like,
there's only one more gig I'd like to talk about, and it's not even a gig. It is a festival. I would love to get everyone's input into how they feel about Bloodstock 2019's lineup, which we'll look up. But first of all, we're going to have a piss stop. Around this time of month is when festivals start announcing their lineups and whatnot, their headliners and then the lower bill and whatnot. Each podcast we're going to go through festivals that we're kind of interested in and just discuss what we think of the lineup so far. So the first one we're going to be talking about is Bloodstock. Pete, have you seen the lineup for Bloodstock yet?
Yes, it looks very fucking good.
You're interested, yeah?
Oh, aye.
Bands in particular?
Scorpions.
Really, yeah?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's probably the best way to end it.
Uh-huh.
In good spirits, everything
Sunday
good
night
fun.
Scorpions. Yeah, okay. Anything else in the bill that's making you kind of...
Children of Bottom, UK exclusive show.
Children of Boredom?
Children of Sodom.
Buy me dinner first.
They're fucking awesome. That'll be one of the ones I'd be excited about.
Liam.
Still waiting for this last announcement. They're saying it's not Slayer.
They've one more headliner apparently to announce.
Yeah,
fuck's that going to be music on it?
See, the fact that it's not Slayer is an element of, what the fuck could this be? Yeah.
Could be Anthrax, because they went to that show that were all...
No, I don't think it'll be Anthrax. They don't have a new album.
Could be Lamb of God.
I think Lamb of God is a very good shout.
They've done it before. Would they do another repeat?
Yeah, but
why not?
When was the last time they did it?
2016.
Yeah.
15?
See if they get offered other festivals. It's going to be mid.
Because 2016
that
was the
one
first
could
time
be
I
headliner. Like,
so was it? So
I've not seen them there. So
2014 then.
Yeah. So for me, there's nothing really jumping out so far. Skeleton Witch are quite good. I do like them.
Yeah.
Who else is on the bill there? Go on further down.
Everything you see on the screen there, we've got the lineup.
I would say we've been lucky enough. We've seen. Sorry.
Is there not more? Like Sabaton, I saw Sabaton a long time ago, and I quite enjoyed them. I don't know if I would be.
Cradle of Filth.
You know, I'm not a Bucket of Muck fan. You know, there's nothing there so far that's actually made me go.
I went to Cradle of Filth. Went to the Limelight. Did the whole leggings face paint. I had a fucking amazing time.
Serious, yeah. Cradle the Filth.
You better getting into
fair play.
I'd say
Claire, what's on the lineup? I mean, just to put this into context, every year we and you have to decide between Bloodstock and Boomtown because it's the same weekend. It's getting even harder to make that decision because Boomtown is now putting on metal and hardcore bands.
And they also don't announce until February, and they sell out. And
so I mean, what on that lineup would draw you towards Bloodstock?
Honestly, we've been lucky enough. We've seen Sabaton headline festivals in Europe before, and Sabaton Live are one of my most favourite things. Was it Summer Breeze we saw them where we got drenched? It was absolutely... It was thunderstorms. They nearly cancelled the whole fucking night because it was that bad. But they had the tank on stage, and your guy... what's his name? Wacken. Yep. Is one of probably the best from
he's brilliant. Yeah.
The banter they have on stage and stuff, and that's a well-deserved headline slot. I think Europe have been well ahead of the UK. That'll be amazing. Code Orange are one of my absolute favourite bands. I'm a wee bit sad they're playing the main stage because I think they suit a tent.
Headlining the Sophie. Why are they not headlining the Sophie stage?
That would be amazing.
I'm not a Code Orange fan, but having listened to them, it's like that is a fucking Sophie headliner, and they would destroy the place. It would get ripped down.
Pieces.
Yeah, even I would if I was there. I know I would fucking enjoy that because you get swept up and just dragged in.
We've seen them a few times, and the energy they have is unreal. And finally, Aluvete, or whatever you say. I've seen them a couple of times. Aluvete. I have a real soft spot for that. That whole proper folk metal. Yeah. The telling the stories. I can't even remember. There's one album talking it's a whole about like a war and singing, and it's beautiful.
I'm going to back you up. The 3 bands you mentioned, Sabaton, I fucking love Sabaton. I love songs you can sing along to.
Yeah.
Right? And Sabaton have that in fucking spades.
Jesus, do
absolute spades. Like, there's songs like...
Even if you don't know the words, you can just shout the melodies because it's just big and epic.
They played Belfast and they were like, we're going to play Corollas Rex, is it? And they were like, do you want it in Swedish or English? And the crowd cheered for Swedish. And they were like, you don't understand Swedish. And it was like, the crowd was like, Swedish. And it's like, you don't understand the words. You know the English version.
Yeah.
But it's still... I got really patriotic for Sweden. I didn't understand
but I think it's also because...
it's so potent.
I think also because as Northern Irish people were just really contrary and awkward.
Yeah.
And it's the only thing.
Up a Sweden.
English or Swedish? Fuck English. Let's do Swedish.
Like as far as Sabaton go, as I said about sing-alongs, I am as anti-religion as you can pretty much get. And they have a song called God mit uns, right? Which translates as God with us, right? And if any other band on the planet had a song called God with Us, I would not sing along with them. But when Sabaton...
What Slayer did?
Not even. No, like, without exception, I would not sing God with Us with any band on the planet.
What if Ghost did in an ironic sense?
Well, no, not even. Stop being argumentative.
And they sing songs about, like, the German battalions and stuff.
I love Sabaton.
My favourite battalion.
The first time I seen Sabaton,
Petey Hitler.
I enjoyed the banter between songs enough to pay and go see them again. I think TWKOM is hilarious. I think their songs are infectious, brilliant. Like, they're such a band. They really, really are. They've got everything on stage. They look like a band. We've said this before. Bands that look like they enjoy themselves.
That is more than half the battle.
Sabaton. Second band on the bill that would drag me to Bloodstock is Code Orange. Here's my fucking beef here, right? And we could talk about this for hours.
Yeah, I think I know where you're going with this.
When Code Orange got announced for Bloodstock, the forums and the discussion boards
panties were fucking
lit up with I don't like Code Orange, I don't like Code Orange, I don't like Code Orange. Now don't get me wrong, I have seen this with umpteen bands before. It happened with Lamb of God, it happened with Hatebreed, it happened with Combi Christ. Machine Head's another one. And every one of those bands went and played Bloodstock and got an incredible reception, right? So don't get me wrong, I know that Code Orange will go and play Bloodstock and they will get an amazing reception.
There was
unbelievable reception.
That were loving it.
But there's a part of me that kind of goes, why go see this band at a festival where people are saying it's not appreciated when I know I can go and see them at Hellfest or with Full Force where they will be appreciated, where people will be excited.
They will be appreciated at this because
all
the people that bitch and moan about it. It's like I've seen, been to so many festivals and there's bands I just don't like, and I maybe, when they were announced, I would think to myself, "Fucking hell, why are they there?"
Yeah.
But then you've got with Bloodstock, you've got what 2 other stages,
3
plus. Well, do you?
Jaeger, Sophie, and New Blood.
Oh, Jaeger, yeah. Aye. So there's other stages. Plus you've got the fucking the strongest man thing going on. Plus you've got like food stuff.
You're right.
You've got the campsite. Yo, fuck.
I know.
Fuck
like
that.
I am absolutely with you. Like when it comes to the day and they're on that stage and they're playing, everything will go brilliant. Hatebreed was another band.
But the thing is, a lot of people will turn up to watch them because they'll be going, I'm going to turn up and watch these guys so I can bitch and moan about them. And I reckon you're talking 75% of those people will end up going,
and then
actually, oh fuck, I quite like this.
The energy they have is
it's back to the whole hardcore thing. It's the whole crowd killing, hardcore dancing thing. That's what most people have a problem with these guys. It's not musically.
Don't get in the pit.
I'm not even
exactly. It's
the
people that are bitching and moaning about that. Like I don't like the whole hardcore thing.
Yeah,
but it's like you stand back, you watch it, and go, okay, I don't like this. I'm going over there. Or I do like this.
I don't want to hang on this. But Code Orange have transcended hardcore. They went on tour with fucking Deftones, That's where they're at the minute. They still play those hardcore shows.
Yeah.
But it's different.
They
anyway, I want to move on. The other band, as you say, Eliaweti is how I would pronounce it, but fuck knows how it's actually pronounced.
Jennifer.
Great folk metal band. I went through a wee phase of listening to loads and loads of folk metal bands, and I came out of it with the only one where I kind of went, you know what, I still like those ones, is Eliaweti. I think they're absolutely superb. The rest of the lineup for me, Cradle of Filth, I think's garbage. Scorpions is, again, what I said earlier, like metal has two eyes focused firmly on the past.
But there's 12 bands announced. 12 bands announced so far.
No, hold on. But we're judging this based on what's come out so far.
But what I'm saying is, you have 12 bands announced.
Yeah.
How many bands are going to be? 120, 200 bands
okay,
overall?
So hold on.
So we haven't got anywhere near close to the fucking...
No, gotcha. Right. But what you're saying is there's another 100 blank slots on there. I can't judge a festival on blank slots. I can only judge a festival on what they've announced so far. And when they're announcing stuff like...
The thing is, you can't though. Because you know there's so much more coming out.
When it comes down to choosing between festivals, you have to choose one.
I suppose
at a certain stage, I have to book this or Boomtown, right? And I have to book it based on what they've announced so far, and this is what they've announced so far. So that's what we're talking about.
So what we're basically saying is, festivals, give us free tickets to all your fucking gigs. Come on.
It wouldn't matter if we got free tickets for Boomtown.
Just tell us the lineup.
Tickets for Bloodstock.
If Boomtown and fucking they're the same weekend, aren't they?
That's the point.
Right. So to me,
for me and Pete, give us free tickets to Bloodstock.
Like free tickets.
That's Sunday. Scorpions.
Give us free tickets to Boomtown. We'll maybe go to that, but Bloodstock first.
Queen's Rights for Legacy Act.
Yeah.
What the fuck's D. Snyder doing on there? I mean, come on, the fuck.
After headlining it with fucking...
He's funny, but for like 10 minutes...
Well, no, let's be honest. That picture that fucking Steve Dempsey got of fucking D with the fire coming...
Is that enough, though, to book a fucking festival?
No, that is enough to just go, right, I'm done.
Yes.
That's a heritage thing, because he was in a band and...
and the fact that he's going to be
he was the guy that twisted your sister.
It's like, Jesus...
I slept through Twisted Sisters last show.
No, they were fucking brilliant at Bloodstock when I saw them. They were so fucking good. But you're an alcoholic mess.
I got a
bit. Hypocrisy, I don't know, but I've heard great things about.
Well, Kerry is gone and shit the bed.
Soilwork to me are one of those bands that have been around for so long, but just can't make their way up the bill.
It's a terrible name. That is one of the worst band names ever.
They're just another one of those 7 out of 10s.
Yes.
Like Soil.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then I know I've listened to a wee bit of Rotten Christ and I know I like them, but to me,
you could do with improvement.
It's not enough.
But that's the thing. There's 12 bands announced so far. There will be a lot better.
10 times.
Sure, like I don't announce that at all.
For me, with Bloodstock, it's never been about the lineup. I've been, the last couple of years I didn't manage to get this year. It's about hanging out with my friends and fucking the vibe and stuff. And it's of all the I've been to Download, I've been to Sonosphere, and I've been to Bloodstock. And Bloodstock has the best atmosphere and the best crack.
Which the problem for us is because we are in that horribly privileged position where we go to quite a few festivals.
You've got money.
That's the thing.
Which means it's
for a lot of people, it's kind of like you've got a 2-horse race between Download and Bloodstock. For me, and it's not even a money thing because the festivals in Europe are so much cheaper.
Yeah.
That what you spend on flights, you save on ticket price.
Yeah.
So to me,
the whole
of Europe should be your horse race. It shouldn't be just Bloodstock versus Download. But that's just me.
More people should realise that. Yeah.
Okay, it's only. I was gonna say it's only fair. Fuck fairness. It's not about fairness. We're just talking about things that interest us.
Yeah.
We've talked about the Bloodstock lineup, so we're gonna quickly take a run through what we think of the Download lineup so far. We'll go left to right again, and we'll specifically talk about the headliners to start with. The headliners are Def Leppard, Legacy Band, Slipknot, Contemporary Band.
Plus they're doing Hysteria in full, which they're doing.
So that's double Legacy.
Yep.
Def Leppard, Legacy Band, Slipknot, Contemporary Band, Tool, Contemporary Band. Pete, what do you reckon for the headliners?
Here, that is a fucking cracking lineup,
isn't it?
Yes.
You've got your Friday night, you can have a drink and a dance.
Yeah, and everybody will fucking love fucking
Def Leppard.
Everybody knows
that shit.
Love it. Exactly.
Then your Saturday night, you can crack some heads and fucking beat some boys for Slipknot. Then Sunday night, relax with some Tool.
Relax.
You say Tool's a chilled out band? Yeah.
Or depends what kind of things you're on.
No, but you want I get what he's saying. They're not going to be a fucking. It's not going to be.
You're not going to be beaten by
exactly.
They're not Code Orange
No.
You know,
but it'll be an experience.
Liam, headliners. What do you reckon? Def Leppard, Slipknot.
I've Def Leppard, one of the first bands that got me into metal and stuff, and the hysteria thing. Yeah, great
fun.
Slipknot. I saw Slipknot at Download in 2009. That iconic gig, and that was what fucking really turned me for them. But Tool, Tool are fucking. They're probably my top 3 bands. Maiden, Therapy, Tool, for me, and they're just gonna be so fucking. Hopefully, they'll have got that new album out by now.
Are you tempted? Like, would either of you go to this?
If I had the money, yes.
Yeah,
because those 3 headliners would be enough to fucking get me there.
Claire, headline wise, what do you think?
Def Leppard I saw in 2009, and it was by the way, I have a cold.
They're coming to the Aussie soon, you know. They're coming to the Aussie really soon. 2009 Download was my first ever festival, and I was so hyped about everything. And Def Leppard were the Sunday headliners, and they bored the pants off me. I fucked off.
I saw Trivium headlined the second stage that year.
I wish I'd probably went. They don't do it for me, because I've said before, I don't have that nostalgia connection. Yeah. Also, the first time I'd seen Slipknot, and before that, I viewed Slipknot as they're middle-aged men in masks. Fuck them.
Yep.
And it was one of the greatest experiences of my life.
Middle-aged men in masks that hit the treadmill.
And I've seen Slipknot since then. Slipknot is that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Tool. I'll be honest, I don't know. I should probably maybe hand in my metal cards, but I don't know.
That's not your fault, that's theirs for doing fuck all between.
So I think that's the case. If they were around before I got into metal, and then they haven't been around, so there's so much music out there, I've never felt the need to go back to.
The thing is, there's not so much music out there, because they've, their last album came out in 2006.
Other than
non-Tool metal
disappeared into the abyss.
I would recommend fucking
My thoughts on that lineup, and you probably gathered what I thought based on the way I introduced it. Def Leppard, there is a nostalgia.
You'll have a crack.
It'll be a great night.
But the nostalgia doesn't hold. It's kind of like, there's that thing I used to be into, but see now, shite.
But see when you're stood
here, I've been there.
It's like
not with the hysteria.
He's singing about like a 15-year-old. That song's just not appropriate.
So are they. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Definitely. See the way we asked how many fucks have you got to give about Metallica in 2018, trying to put like an old band into perspective today. Yeah. You're asking me how many fucks do I give about Def Leppard in 2018? 0. Absolutely 0. They should have retired long ago. It is music of the past that needs to stay in the past. It's embarrassing. I have no interest. I'm done. Slipknot, fuck yes.
Oh shit.
Slipknot shows are
fucking that new song?
Yes.
I actually
it's so IOL, like
they are our only
good.
Slipknot are our only current arena band.
Yes.
They're our only contemporary
arena
metal band. Okay, Rammstein.
As much as you may not like them, Avenged Sevenfold.
Fuck off.
No, yeah, you might not like them, but trust me, we saw them fucking.
You're right. No, you are right.
They will.
Right. No, they probably Bullet's another argument.
Oh, fuck off a Bullet.
What do you call the wee emo guys? I don't care.
Bullet from Valentine?
No, the other ones. It doesn't matter.
Bring me the
horizon.
Yeah.
Here they sort of transcended their little hardcore metal thing.
Yeah,
they've come out with some. I haven't heard it. This new album, apparently it's all like
Hollywood. It's Radio 1 rock show. We're not
exactly.
Tool for me are just a band. They're just a band I missed. I've tried with Tool.
They should have new shit out.
And hopefully,
I would rather see Meshuggah on that bill without a doubt.
They'll get added to that.
They'll probably be in there somewhere. Right?
But Tool to me, as much as I don't like them, I applaud the fact that there is a second contemporary metal band, because I am sick of seeing Ozzy and AC/DC and Iron Maiden and Metallica and
Aerosmith World Tour 2.
I'm done with it.
3, 4, 5, 6.
If you're gonna keep putting on 100,000 plus festivals, right? I'm talking in terms of people attending. You can't keep doing that. You can't keep playing the old players. You need new bands coming forward. Tool might be that band.
The thing is, Download have always been good with that because Slipknot Slipknot.
2009, that was controversial.
2009, when Slipknot were announced as a headliner, it was controversial as fuck. People were like, "Holy!" I was there.
And that turned out to be Paul
What was that one though? That was.
It was 3, the third album, and I think
they were pretty fucking big band. Like.
No, they weren't. They weren't. So that's the misconception. That show is what really kind of broke them because people were kind of big. And for me, that year was only about Faith No More because I was a big Faith No More fan. But stood in that crowd when
Jump the Fuck Up
happened. It was
fuck.
There have been so many I was there moments that most of us have never been there for. I was there for that, and it fucking destroyed. It was one of the greatest moments of my entire life.
See, for Slipknot, prior to their Download 2009 set, if they played London, they played the Forum.
Right.
See, after that,
it was Wembley.
They played Wembley.
Yep.
The problem was,
to me, that's the thing about that is how important, that is how strong a headline slot at Download can be. It can take a band from mid-tier, right? We're going to give this mid-tier a chance, and we're going to give them a headline slot, and it can boost that band.
And this is why
so much. That's why Download.
This year's actually, for next year, that lineup is a wee bit fucking safe. It's very safe. People say, "Oh, Tool haven't done anything in fucking since 2006," but it's still fucking Tool. You put them on a headline slot, you're going to get.
What was it last year? It was Avenged and fucking like Aerosmith or something.
I can't remember last year.
But see, when Avenged were first announced as a headliner,
that made sense.
A few years, not last year. I think probably the first.
I think it was last year.
Was that the first time they headlined?
No, they headlined before.
Exactly. And
but last year,
Download have always. They've always had one slot. They've always not entirely true. They've always had a slot on the headline where they've gone, right, let's take a risk.
Right.
This
I peg next year Download's risk will be Parkway
I would
Drive.
love to see that.
In 2020.
Because they played last year and apparently blew the place apart, and we saw them headline before, and I think they will be.
I've seen the Hellfest.
But there's Rob Zombie. There's
one after
Rob Zombie.
Hold on.
Rob Zombie is on the third fucking line, and he headlined one year.
No, he headlined the second stage.
So,
he's headlined the main stage.
Rob Zombie never headlined it.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Anyway, left to right. The undercard. What are your highlights? What would make you spend? What is it? 230 quid now?
Slash and Miles Kennedy.
Yeah.
Miles Kennedy is probably the better part of that, so they need to move his name above Slash right now. Because no. I actually went to see Ultra Bridge in the Ulster Hall before. Fully captivated. It was weird because I was trying to mosh and stuff, surrounded by all these fucking Christians, all these Creed fans that were there.
Christians and what?
Creed fans. Same fucking thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, and I'm like, stop jumping around.
Don't touch me. My personal
you do know this is
I think that's the only time crowd killing's acceptable.
Fucking idiots. Anyway, it would have been an amazing show if it wasn't for all these pricks.
So Slash is definitely a thumbs up.
Slash is great. Yeah. Who else? Whitesnake, Trivium.
Yeah.
Were you at Trivium when they fucking broke the barrier in the Limelight? It was used to be called the Spring and everything.
How many 20 years ago was that?
Oh, I was there. That was the weekend they put me in hospital for drinking too much whiskey. Because I was like, I'm going to this Trivium gig. I'm drinking, and I was like, you can't drink anymore. I was like, well, mate, I'm sorry, I'm going to this Trivium gig, so I will be drinking.
This is why you don't party with him, because
because
it's in the video for Rain.
Yeah, it is, and plus also they had a mosh pit in the crowd, and lining up outside the venue. They said that was the only time that ever happened.
That was
people in the crowd started fucking. They just started a mosh pit.
It might have been the best Trivium gig in the history of Trivium. Yeah. It was in the spring and Airbreak 2006 or something.
Yeah,
and we broke the barrier, and some fella's foot got stuck under it, and it was me and a few fellas and all these security guards trying to pull this fucking barrier up. Some guy's foot got mangled in that.
Anything else on there that excites you?
Rob Zombie here, he's not shit either, you know. He directs all these films, puts his fucking wife in them, and has all these
I think that would be a good show.
But he's good at music.
I saw Rob Zombie at Hellfest, and it was one of the most boring shows I've been to, and I had seen him in Glasgow, and it was amazing. At Hellfest, it looked like he could barely be fucked standing on stage.
The problem
he's very hit and miss from what I've heard.
He is so hit. I have also been to Rob Zombie gig that was amazing. That was just
depends on what mood he's in that night, I guess.
Really. Or what stage production they let him do.
Liam, what's on the undercard that excites you? What would sell you a ticket to download?
Nothing on there is going to sell me a ticket.
Carcass.
There's Carcass. I would love to watch in a small venue because they're going to be on a main stage in the daylight and it's going to suck balls. Skindred are always good fucking crack.
Yes.
Newport Helicopter.
Yeah, that's it. There's nothing else on there, that really fucking does it for me. I've been to Download a few times and let's be honest, it's your fucking spiritual home if you're a metalhead. Yeah. And I've never had a bad time there, but it's going to take something unbelievably special to get me there.
I'll take a super quick run through.
Like Trivium, I want to say a thing about Trivium. They suck fucking balls now. Ooh. The last 2 albums have been fucking horrendous.
We were at the last Limelight show a couple of years ago.
No.
It was really good.
Yeah. Oh no, live. I'm pretty sure live in a small venue like that. No,
they had like fucking Meshuggah supporting or something.
The last couple of albums have just been fucking terrible. They've no balls. They've got no fucking. It's just like they got to a point where they thought to themselves,
they'll never top Ascendancy.
Yeah, we need to make money now. Like Shogun for me is a fucking untoppable album.
Yeah.
And it's like they've got to a point where it's like, we kind of need to make money now. And it's like they had that whole, not the last album, the album before, where there was no screaming, it was all clean singing, and it's like something snowing the fucking bullshit, and it was just horrendous.
Right, in terms of the undercard, as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to take a run right through all the bands. Slash and Miles Kennedy, I think will be entertaining. Right, they've some good songs. I don't like Alter Bridge. I love Slash. There was a gig in Belfast a while back which I almost didn't go to, and I'm glad I did because it was absolutely brilliant. Die Antwoord are literally one of the worst.
Metal.
They're one of the, they've booked the Prodigy, they've booked Chasing Status, they've booked Pendulum. They do stuff like this.
There's not much different from them from Threaten,
but they're awful.
A lot
they're
of that
fucking awful.
Behind it and makes it okay.
Again, Whitesnake again for me. 2 guys focused on the path.
Thing is, if you're there for Here We Go Again, you'll fucking have a great time. And no, you will. You will. But that's one song.
You know that whole thing where you stand at a festival waiting for, like, when you stand watching Alice in Chains waiting for Wood. It's just
stupid.
I wait for Wood all the time.
And you never get it.
Rob Zombie to me.
Wayne tickles me, I do.
Rob Zombie, a band that are just not very good, if you're honest. Yeah. If they brought the full stage show, it might be good fun. But without it, it's
they're on that third fucking tier of.
He's sure he's got John 5.
Yeah,
he's not shit.
They still haven't really done the split though between stages.
But it's on that third level. You know it's not going to be fucking too far up.
No.
Trivium to me are a band that are just fucking lost.
Yep,
they don't know who they want to be. Yep. It's sad. There is clearly talent within Trivium. There's absolutely no doubt about that. But they don't know who they want to be. They keep 1 minute they're trying to be like, as you say, 1 minute they're trying to be Pantera, 1 minute they're trying to be Megadeth, 1 minute they're trying to be Iron Maiden,
Metallica.
And after a long career that Trivium have had, they're a band that are lost. And anyone who's a casual fan, if you're into them, cool. But if you're kind of a casual fan, you're just lost. You're just kind of going.
Did you hear they did a tour where Matt had to leave because his wife was pregnant? So Hard
Jones recently
sang and Jared Dines played guitar.
Wow.
See, to be honest, that's the show I would rather see. Hard Jones singing and Jared Dines.
Holy
Matt, away home you go.
Cool as fuck.
So they're doing that at the minute.
So other highlights on there, Amon Amarth are great fun at a festival. Yep. I would not go out of my way to see Amon Amarth. But if I was at a festival when they were there, I'd have loads of beers and I've had a lot of crack with them.
They would be so good. Carcass.
Still on the fence about Carcass. Seen them a few times, not too sure. Delane, nope. me first in the Gimme Gimmies, nope. Opeth, nope.
Yep.
Power Trip, holy good fuck. It took me a while to get into them.
Yeah.
But Power Trip are going to knock the fuck out of everything you know about music. Power Trip are going to fucking... they're going to be a band that I honestly wouldn't be surprised if Power Trip headlines something like Bloodstock in the next 5 years. I think they're going to be
That's actually a good call.
I think they're going to be a band that will just rocket up through the ranks.
They're rocketing up through the ranks right now.
What's big in metal at the minute? Thrash and hardcore. What a Power Trip play? Thrash and hardcore. They're just going to appeal to everyone and they're just going to fucking blow minds. Real Big Fish, crack.
If it's you know what, thing is with Real Big Fish, if it's a sunny day, everyone's gonna love it. If it's a pishy rainy day, everyone's gonna love it because it's like it's pishy rainy. Let's go see something.
Because you can't work in fast food all your life.
Exactly, you just fucking throw a bunch of beers into you and you fucking dance like a whore.
Everything I said about Real Big Fish, same thing for Skindred. Banter, crack, fun.
Yep. But then, I think they have a wee bit more fucking substance behind them.
Starset, who?
Yeah.
Tesla, again, 2 eyes in the past. Don't give a fuck. The Amity Affliction are the worst metalcore band on the planet.
Yes, they fucking are.
That is not my opinion. That is fact. They are awful. They go from fucking pretending to be Parkway Drive to pretending to be Justin Bieber. They are absolutely awful. They are fucking so bad. I don't know how they get booked. I really don't.
The Amity Affliction, come at us, bro. We will fucking eat you.
I hate that band. I absolutely hate them. Yep. And the thing is, they trick you. Have you ever seen them live? They trick you. You start watching them, right, and you get these big fucking... And then it goes into fucking... My girlfriend left me. And it's like, fuck off. Worst band on the planet. I loathe them.
We will fight you. We will fucking fight you.
And then Under Oath.
I've heard a lot of good shit about Under Oath.
Can we fight Under Oath as well? Just for
like they're apparently a major fucking influence and stuff, but I've heard them and it's like not really. You kind of suck balls.
The thing is, it's mediocre metal, right?
Yeah,
mediocre metalcore, right? But they're big into Jesus, and they don't make any sort of excuse.
Here, that's where the money is, you know.
What, Jesus metalcore?
Yeah, start a church, make
Jesus
money.
Exactly.
Religion?
It's a smart business move.
Claire,
with Jesus rubbish.
Download Undercard. What is your thoughts?
My thoughts are, I have never seen Slash. I really regret not going to see the Slash gig in Belfast. So I would definitely be at the Slash Miles Kennedy. That first album he did was fucking
good.
Awesome.
Amazing. That was brilliant.
Antwoord. I kind of listened to them a bit because they played Boomtown last year and we didn't get to see. If they didn't clash with anything, I think I'd go see them because Wayne hates it, but I think some of the songs are quite catchy and I do it. Rob
Herpes
Zombie,
is catchy.
Rob Zombie, I have seen Rob Zombie do really brilliant gigs that I fucking loved. And I have seen him just basically stand on stage not giving a shit.
Remember he cancelled the Belfast Ulster
Yes.
Hall?
Oh my god.
Because he couldn't fit his... I then saw him on the Glasgow
That was ticket sales.
No, I know it wasn't. I don't think that was his fault because he had an entire stage production that like had huge fucking...
No, he quit the whole fucking tour. Somebody in his family...
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
I
played Leeds. My brother saw him in Leeds a couple of nights later.
So
I genuinely remember this. What happened was he announced that gig, then he complained that there wasn't enough space on the stage for his show, so he cancelled the gig. However, Sepultura had announced the Mandela Hall for the same date, right? And then when Sepultura found out that Rob Zombie was playing Ulster Hall that night, Sepultura cancelled. So then after Rob Zombie cancelled, we were left with no Rob Zombie and no Sepultura concert that weekend, and it was like, I am more gutted at missing Sepultura than I am at missing Rob Zombie.
They should all just be barred.
And it's Rob Zombie's fault.
Yep. None of them's allowed back.
But
Rob Zombie and Sepultura.
See when somebody says they fucking cancel a date and then play the next date on the tour, then the excuse they give you is bullshit.
Like,
well, I heard the argument was the stage wasn't big enough for the stage show, and he was lied to about the stage
bullshit.
I'm sorry. The Ulster Hall has been there for how many years?
Anyway,
I don't know.
Moving on.
Fuck all those guys.
Amon Amarth or a band like the whole like Raise Your Horns and stuff. And pillow this, we went to see them. Was it Summer Breeze? We don't even know if we saw them because there was a football match. We met Germans because there was
football takes over.
Yes,
it's they were headlining. We have no clue if we saw them.
But you know you enjoyed yourself.
You might have saw
them. No, genuinely no clue if we even saw them.
But you always will, because they're
a drinking band.
Yeah, and exactly.
I would go see them there.
It's going to be fun.
Let me see. Power Trip are amazing, and do everything. And Skindred are one of the most fun bands.
Yes.
From him marching on stage in the sparkly suit to the Imperial March from Star Wars, and like ending on the Newport helicopter where everyone has their t-shirts and winging them around. You're just gonna have fun.
Yes.
There is a lot of fun there, but we're going to Hellfest, and I hope the bands that I've listed that I would like to see are also playing at Hellfest. So
let's go to France.
Indeed. I don't think overall.
I think it's a better lineup than they've had in the last couple of years, because I think Download has been a bit weak. Personally,
yes.
I haven't enjoyed Download. That's one of the strongest initial lineups that they've had.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I agree with that. I do agree with that. I think that's us then.
That seems to be pretty much the fucking nail on the head.
I think everyone's suitably drunk and willing to stop talking shit about music.
No, we're gonna keep going.
Definitely not.
Up a fucking music.
Up your man.
Oh no.
As per usual, if you enjoyed watching the podcast and you think that's something I'd like to get on and fuck me.
Let's get on.
I'll get on you.
If you watched the podcast and you thought I'd like to go around the Wayne's house and drink beer and talk
we supply beer
and talk shit about music.
Kinda.
Get in touch. Like, we genuinely love to get more people on the podcast. It's always good crack. We always have a good time. I think that's us. We're going to wrap things up because everyone looks racked, to be honest.
Yep.
Toothache. We've all
Thank
got
you for
toothache.
watching.
To all our line managers and all our day jobs, toothache. If you don't believe it, fuck yourself.
I think we're round about 90 subscribers. It would be nice to be hit 3 figures. So if you could
subscribe or
come the fuck on. We're awesome.
Give a wee thumbs up to the video. That always helps us. And as
much as a finger up.
Finger up.
2 fingers. I will wear you like a glove puppet.
Jesus, it's getting messy. As always, I'm wrapping this shit up. As always, please keep listening to Malevolence.
The wrong kind of music.
And the wrong kind of music.
Yeah.
And the right kind of music, and then turn it off and put on the wrong kind of music.